And go blue, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Michigan Call-In Show. Don't adjust your sets. I'm not TJ. I'm John Diadamo. You know me from the Tuesday and Saturday shows here at Michigan Voice of College Football. And as always, as with every Thursday, we got Johnny Olden Jr. in the house helping us break down some of the breaking news. How you doing, Johnny?
I'm doing good, John. What's the word?
Well, the word is we're coming to everybody live here from YouTube, Twitch, X. We also encourage people to check us out because we sound good on radio. Check us out on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon, and iHeart. Go ahead and hit that like button. Like just takes a second. Hit that sub. We are chasing a Buckeye channel right now for subscribers. So we are chasing Buckeye Talk right now, and we're actually about 2.5K away right now. So we're chasing Buckeye Talk. Kenneth Grant is chasing third base Ryan Day again, and we love that. So help us out by hitting that sub and hit that bell. It just makes it easier. You know when we're live. You know when we're about to be live. And, of course, share this out with at least one friend. As you share this out, we'll have this thing blown up so people can really hear from you, the people. This is not just about us. It's also about the community. If you do have a super chat, if you have a comment or question for us, on this show, we go $100 to get an extra hour of the show. So that can be super chats. That can be super stickers. That can be memberships. That can be membership gifts. Shout out to Ryan, Tom, all them who give membership gifts. So any of that counts. Get 100. We unlock hour number 2. So definitely check that out. And then finally, before we hop into the topic, Johnny, we do want to thank our sponsor, Win Agency. So at Win Agency, we try to make things as simple as possible. We now have 2 self-service options available on our website. Check out the links in the chat to run your own health insurance and life insurance quotes. This service is available 24/7, 365. 2026 plan prices will be available in November. Love Win Agency. They're there for us. If you have any type of needs on health and life and you name it, just hit them up. Let's give them some love for everything they do for us.
Definitely.
Okay. With that said, we do have a super chat already, and I think this is a great kind of opening to this topic. So Detective Loki opening things up with the 5. Elijah Bowman will miss Fred Moore. And Johnny, as a big Fred Moore fan, this one hurts a little bit. Wide receiver Fred Moore is no longer with Michigan as of today. Isaiah Hull from Wolverines Wire reported this first. He has the scoop. I'm DMing with him. We're talking about when he might be joining us on the show in the coming week or two. Would really love to get him back on because it's been a minute. But he reported this. Fred Moore only had 18 snaps, Johnny, at wide receiver this season. As we know, Channing Goodwin was selected over Fred Moore for the Z position. We've kind of seen how that's worked out. But 18 snaps. But he has played 30 games, 3 starts at wide receiver. And then his big legacy game against Alabama, the ReliaQuest Bowl, with 3 grabs, 37 yards. Disappointing. What when you heard the news, what went through your mind? Did you see this coming?
I didn't see it coming personally, but when I saw it, I was like, in mid-season, well, not mid-season, a quarter into the season, you do it. It's kind of like, really? So you just kind of, let's call it what it is. It's quitting on the team, honestly. I know you have to do what you have to do for the transfer portal or whatever, but you kind of quit on the team, and we need a receiver that can catch. So it was kind of like, okay, I think some of us were thinking, okay, maybe this is Fred Moore's turn. Maybe they're going to try him out, but obviously not. Obviously he was buried behind Marsh, Browder, Goodwin, and who knows who else. He might have been behind Kendrick and Peyton O'Leary too.
Yeah. Well, Peyton O'Leary feels like that type of player that's kind of the darling of everybody. Had some good spring games, had the big catch against Ohio State, but he hasn't been out there, right? Maybe he will be out there a little bit because I think his hands are pretty good. He showed the biggest stage, so I think that's a good question. Like, once obviously Fred Moore, I had high hopes for him. I know he was a 3-star coming out of St. Louis, Missouri. But at the end of the day, like, I had high hopes. He kind of came in with that group of receivers. Samaj kind of came in with Carmelo English and kind of that crew. And I really had high hopes. But unfortunately, it just wasn't meant to be. He does preserve his red shirt by doing this because he technically was in 4 games, and that means he has 2 years of eligibility left. So wherever he goes, he'll have 2 years of eligibility, whether it's with Bill Belichick and Jordan Hudson over at UNC or wherever he winds up.
All those dudes from those classes, Carmelo English, Darius Clemens, Andrew Anthony, and Fred, I thought we could have found a way to use his speed. That was the thing that I always thought about Fred, because we know he can run pretty fast. So I would have thought we would have seen him on jet sweeps or a screen or maybe a deep shot, a guy that can actually get past somebody, but we didn't. All we really saw him this year do was block.
Yeah. And that's part of being a Michigan wide receiver, right? That's emphasized. And that's the one area they've had very little issue over the years. I've never had a problem with their blocking. I've had a problem with the kind of the process of the catch. And we had Grant Perry on Tuesday night, and he was talking about how when he was a wide receiver at Michigan, Jed Fish, who I have a ton of respect for, and what he's able to do as an offensive mind, he had them catching. If you didn't catch 150 to 200 passes after practice, you would get chewed out, as Nick Saban called it, an ass chewing the next day. So that was how Jed Fish handled wide receivers, and maybe a little bit of that. We would encourage. Maybe some of that's happening through the bye week, but that kind of leads to the question of who is going to step up. And Grant talked about a couple of them, and we've talked about a couple of these. Obviously, Andrew Marsh. Some of these. Who do you see as going to step up and kind of take that next gear? We're about to play Wisconsin. Not a great passing defense. They're pretty good. They're number 1 technically at run defense, but not as great at passing defense. So who do you think might kind of take charge here on Saturday?
I think it should be Andrew Marsh. I think it should be, but I'm not sure if Shannon Goodwin is that much better at running routes than everybody else, because it kind of seems like it, the way the scheme has been implemented with him out there all the time. And a lot of the go-to plays, the touchdown plays, are trying to go to him. He just can't seem to catch it. Like, a lot of the offense seems to be designed to go through him. So I think he's still going to be out there. I think they're going to give him another chance. If he was smart, like you said, and like I said, you got to hit the jug machine. Like, there's no excuse for you to not be catching the ball. You practice with Bryce. You're at Michigan. You've got what you need. Turn that thing all the way up as high as it can go and go out there and catch 200, 300 balls, 400. You know, that's the name of the game. Put in the work to get better. But if I got to pick somebody, I'd say Andrew Marsh is that next man that we really haven't seen that much. I think it's him.
Yeah, I think it's rare at Michigan to start any snaps as a true freshman. He's been able to do it. Now, has he been perfect? No. But I think he's got it. He's got that it factor. He's got that ability to get separation. He's got that ability to run the routes. I think for him, it's partly playbook and it's partly just awareness, right? That would have been a touchdown early in the season if he turns around. So just things like that I'm sure they've been working on. It's not just Ron Bellamy anymore, as we know. You got Soup Campbell in there. And I do have, everyone knows my thoughts on Ron Bellamy, but I have a ton of respect for Soup. And I have a ton of respect for what he was able to do from 95 to 07 at Michigan as the wide receiver coach. So, so for me, I mean, if I wanted to pick a different one, because I do think Andrew Marsh is going to be the one. But I also could see Jamar Browder at least getting some type of action in there. Kendrick Bell, I think he's got a gear that some of them don't have, and we've already seen it a little bit with some of his action the last couple of games.
He's got that moxie. He's got that moxie
Bell
about
family.
Him. Yep. That, and quiet as kept. Him catching that onside kick, that was a big play.
That was huge, and I think that earned more reps.
Me too.
That won us that literally saved the game for Michigan. Like that could have not gone well if he hadn't caught that ball. And they did a good job getting the onside kick set up and like getting it and it was literally just a great play from Kendrick Bell to stop it from potentially being a disaster for Michigan.
Definitely, because a lot of players get the bright eyes when the ball is up there like that. And he didn't think twice. He didn't blink twice. He jumped up and snatched it. Ball game, basically.
Yeah, for sure. We got AJ Ransom with the 2 here. So he's asking about hearing Brady Prescorn is transferring. Any smoke? So actually, Steve Kasula, I believe, was the one who was saying some good things about Brady Prescorn recently. And so I think he's still in the conversation. TJ is actually in the chat right now. I know he's not able to join us. It's kind of like me. Sometimes I can't be on the show, but I'm still hanging out in chat, He just got healthy from an injury that held him out a long time. And yeah, he has been injured. He's been battling that. So let's see. Folks, we are $93 away from a second hour of the show. So if everybody, we already got Loki hitting us up, bringing it down to 88. So what happened? Oh, interesting. We're getting a wellness check here on Michael Campbell. What happened to the Notre Dame fan, aka Dallas fan 1? I'm concerned for him. Yeah, he's been nowhere to be found since Notre Dame's been stinking it up, huh?
Yeah, he's been hiding. He's been in the Discord, Maze M3's Discord about recruiting still, but the actual season, he's kind of chilled out on talking about that. I like to call him Notre Dame bot.
Yeah. Yeah. So many bots now. You got the Notre Dame bot, you got the Penn State bot, you got Charisse. I mean, it's all over the place.
All these bots.
Doreen's here. I know Doreen is going with some of the Menace Army tomorrow to that hangout. So I know Tree's going to that. So we'll have Tree on here in a little bit. He's in the queue. And very curious to hear how that goes. Okay. We ready for our first caller? Because we've got the Bull in the house. No shirt, no problem. Bull is here. Go Blue. How we doing?
Go Blue. Feeling good. My kid's in full terror mode. So I won't be too long because he's about to destroy everything in place.
Oh no.
Yeah, I got Spoon. You want to say Go Blue? He's a go boo.
Uh,
No, I'm looking forward to the Wisconsin game.
yeah.
I'm hoping things go well there. Hopefully we score a lot of points. Hopefully uh Bryce 300 yards, hopefully passing. So I'm looking forward to. And I'm hoping. I mean, we don't really have a test for receivers because I think both these secondaries are pretty bad, Wisconsin and USC. And I don't think because I would say, okay, we got to try to beat man, right? Because that's our problem is beating man, and we don't really have that problem probably till Ohio State if you think about it. So I think everyone else is pretty bad. So let's hope we can see some separate. We have to, right? Like you have to see separation against these teams now. Because if you don't,
Against Wisconsin, I hope so. I
It's
hope.
time.
yeah, I hope so, man. Uh, and I've been I've been watching. I've been honestly just watching a lot of Nebraska talk. I was watching Minnie's thing today.
Yeah.
They were down bad.
Oh
But the whole
no.
Really?
Nebraska thing. Yeah, well, not Minnie. Minnie's very upbeat person. She's like, yeah, I think if we just had a few good things, I was just like, I don't know about that. Think everyone else was pretty much on the same page if you got your butt whooped, but sure, if you want to go about it saying, Minnie's saying, you know, I think we just of our tackles blocked, our offensive tackles blocked, and I was like, there's a little bit more than that, but
Yeah, that was collapsing pocket play after play.
they were, man, they were kicking ass. That's what we needed to see, right? I think same thing with USC. I was watching Conquest Live last night, watching them, seeing what they're saying about their team. And
Okay.
they're pretty much hinging their whole season on us. They're like, if we don't beat Michigan, like it's looking like 6-6. Like it's not looking good. It seems like they're tired. Fans are a little tired of this D line and
Yeah.
Deonten Lynn's defense and I asked the question in chat, no one answered me, but I'm just like what is it? Like what is it just like did like he sell his soul to the devil and the devil's like, guess what? You don't get a defense, like
Yeah. Well, they've got our old coach Sean Nua over there at USC.
Oh yeah,
And
right.
yeah, and yeah, I actually thought he was one of the stronger coaches in that lineup when Grinch was running things, but that's a low bar because we know what happened with Grinch. He got the old shit can. And I do think last year they improved, but this year it's interesting. I think that their offense is good. I think their quarterback is really good. It's
Yeah.
Lincoln Riley at his finest.
It's
Great
MO. It's MO
offense.
Lincoln Riley. No-name
Quarterback might
quarterback.
win a Heisman someday. Defense letting them down again.
Garbage.
Yeah, and this year apparently it's not just the D line, it's their secondary. They say they're just playing like they're just fresh back there. I guess, and you can see it too. I guess in Lynn's defense, they play a lot of zone. Well, you realize, well, we realize that too. If you don't know what you're doing in zone, you look bad. You look really bad, right? You're just like,
For sure.
okay, I passed you off, bro. Can you pick him up? And the guy's like, nah, I don't know what you're talking about. Like, I thought you had him. It's like, no, he was in my zone. He's in your zone now. And it's like, it makes us look bad. Seems like if we stick to man. I think that's what's good about Wink is you maybe slowly increase the zone throughout the season so that players get used to that, right? Like, okay, I can see how you're going to cover, and that's okay. So,
Would you guys predict, like, because we have started to see Rod Moore a little bit? Do you guys expect that in the next couple of weeks, Rod Moore plays more? Maybe Zeke Berry comes back, and maybe some of that secondary issue that I'm noticing, maybe it gets a little bit worked out that way, so they can kind of meet the moment. Just like I think the D line is going crazy. I think the linebackers are going, but the secondary, maybe it's just people are out. What do you think about that, Johnny? What do you think about that? Then we'll go to
I think Rod Moore being back there definitely helps because he's been on good and great defenses and was back there leading the secondary, understanding the checks and the calls, helping everybody get lined up. And nobody watches more film than Rod Moore. We know that. So he knows what he's doing and he knows what he's seeing. So him being back there, I think it's going to help get the cohesiveness together with the secondary, not just the defense, not the front seven, but the secondary, making those calls and getting everybody lined up and understanding what their job is to stop some of this confusion.
No, I agree. I think those two plays, those two busted plays for Nebraska. Nebraska didn't see that, but that was clearly busted coverage on both plays. We wouldn't have scored if I think if he was on the field. If Moore was on the field, I don't think Hillman is running for his life back. He probably be like, okay, just go. No, we're something different. Or just and then the back there. So I think those wouldn't have happened. And honestly, it's becoming a strength. I think we were all worried going into the season. Okay. Yeah. I think going into the season, we were all concerned about the secondary depth and how good it was going to be. We were like, oh, Jamari Earls, he may come through. And shocker, it's not. It's Sanders. Sanders, and who I find, guy's a dog. Guy's really good. For him to come short, he did not come early into the season. He was, late, and for him to show out and stand his ground and stand pretty good, through 4 games, that's pretty impressive. And I think now it's a strength now. We got these young guys coming up doing well. Okay, these guys got hurt, no problem. Next man up steps up. So now we got depth now. Barry will come back. He might play and maybe be depth. And I think all the safeties are really good. Really good. And the linebacker, if you think about, similar to how Ohio State feels about their defense, saying, hey, we could be even better this year. Statistically, you don't play a lot of people, so whatever. Take it for what you will, I guess. But I think we feel the same. Linebackers exceptional, D-line finally showing up. Barham, huge. So I think across the board, just exceptional. I think we're all excited. It's not just old guys. It's guys that are sophomores and juniors just showing out, and then some freshmen too. So that's huge. That's nice.
How much do y'all think Shamari Earls is kicking himself for trying to do that backflip before the first game?
I feel like Tom Brady out
Sharon
there,
Moore
man.
said no backflips. I remember I heard because Bryce Underwood in that one interview was saying, hey, Coach Moore, the first thing he said, no backflips. So you can imagine they probably got on him.
I think about that every time Sanders makes a play, dude. I think about that. I'm like, dude, it's like Tom Brady. He's like, you gave him that shot.
You did that to yourself, bro.
Yeah.
And this dude
that to yourself.
He might not come off the field for the next 3 or 4 years. You don't know if you did that to yourself.
That's right. So now another guy's out there kicking ass, and you got to pick up garbage time, which sucks, right? Like you got to. But you never know. In these, it's hard now, right? You literally, it is secondary, so people will probably get some dinged up, right, and come out, and it's just going to happen throughout the season. Secondary is just one of those positions, especially. So hopefully he makes best of his chances the next time around. If either Hill gets dinged up, or or Sanders, or Zeke, maybe Zeke, playing nickel. You never know. So we'll see. But hey, it's a good problem to have. I'll tell you that much. But I see you guys got some callers in queue. Appreciate you guys' time for both of you. Hope you guys can both teach you and your mamas can maybe teach our receivers, to beat man coverage. That'd be great. It's just okay. But hey, Bubby, say go blue.
Go blue.
Go blue.
Go blue. See ya.
Later.
See you, Bull.
Oh man, always a good time with Bull, and whatever family member he wants to bring on.
It's always good to start the kids young with the goat.
Absolute. Hey, I'll be doing the same thing one day.
Yes,
so GT with the 5 breaking news. I love his super chats. They're always great. Ohio lawmakers have filed legislation to make it a felony to beat the Guardians at home in the playoffs. Yes. And they're never beating the soft allegations, are they?
No, they're not. These days they try to turn it into switch it up. And so anything that Michigan does, they'll try to see Michigan is soft. You guys are soft. But it's too late. Like everybody throws the soft at them.
Yeah, we even have some emojis with the crying Ryan Day and the 4 straight wins. And I know we do have some Ohio fans in the chat right now, and some that are really great actually, like Doreen. And shout out to Doreen. And speaking of that, I know somebody who's going to be hanging out with Doreen tomorrow. So we got it coming up next caller. We got Tree Dog. How we doing, Tree? Go blue.
This how I came to Columbus.
Oh, you're in the hotel right now.
Yeah, I'm already down here.
I love it.
I brought my wingman, but I had to get her drunk so I could call in. So you guys,
I got you.
She's a little buzzed up right now, so that's the only reason I was able to call in, because she's not going for that. But look, this is what I'm wearing tomorrow. She's got the cutout. She's going to put Op #1 on the back for me, so they all know who I am when I get there. I'll be behind enemy lines tomorrow.
Boy. Boy.
I'm pretty excited.
Just for those who don't know what we're talking about, so Menace to Sports, which they're friends of the network, they have a get together every now and then at a bar on Fridays. And what's it called again? It's blanking.
Called Yogi's.
Yogi's.
It's called Yogi's.
So just like Doreen did with us in April in the spring game, where her and her husband came in Buckeye gear. Now we got Tree Dog going there to rep the Block M. So how you feeling about that?
Oh, I feel like a super villain. I feel like the Joker. I've been talking trash to these people for at least 3 years. So now I'm going to get to put some faces with some names. I'm pretty excited.
Stepping up. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited. I wanted to go to the last one. I was in Columbus. You guys know I traveled. So I had been in Columbus since the Natty, dude. Like, I mean, I'd go home on the weekends and stuff, but like I had been in the Columbus area since they won the Natty, and I kept telling them I was going to come to their event. And like 2 days before the event, I went home and we were done in Columbus. So this time I had some personal time, and I had this like part of this week off anyway. So I'm like, I'm taking the whole week, and I'm actually going to show so that they don't think I'm all talk.
Yeah.
I love it. So
yeah.
What do you think about the Fred Moore and the wide receiver situation?
Man, I feel like the thing that bothers me about the wide receiver room right now is there's actually talent in there. Like, I don't think that these guys are really quite as bad, like, especially like guys like Fred Moore, because like we've seen him perform at a high level, and then all of a sudden it's drops. I mean, now like Cannon Goodwin, maybe not as much because we didn't get to see him last year, but from what they say at practice, they see him every day. I don't know what it is. I just think maybe it's like the bright lights right now is, and I think it's maybe a little bit of a chemistry thing. But personally, I think that maybe call me an optimist, but I think it's going to get better. I think that patience is the biggest thing with this team this year.
Yeah, I don't think it could get much worse with the receivers dropping between Samaj and Shannon. That is,
yeah.
So I think it is going to get better. Whether it's Shannon finally stepping up, and I think with him it's a lot in it. I think it's in his head now.
It's got to be.
He probably sees it everywhere. Sees people online talking about it, and now he's thinking about it. So I think it'll get better. If not Marsh, I believe Marsh or one of the young dudes will step up too.
Yeah, well, I'd like to see him get a little bit more playing time, especially this week against a team that I don't think is going to be really quite as good defensively against wide receivers and pass catchers. I mean, I'd like to see some of the younger guys really step up this week, especially Marsh, because you could see it in his game. When you see him on the field, you can see like, oh, this guy's different. But it's like just little dumb mistakes. Like I think the first one he dropped, he was looking upfield. He thought he was about to break it and didn't look to catch in. I mean, you got to kind of expect that from a freshman. And then I think concentration plays really are another thing for Channing Goodwin. I mean, like the guy breaks off the line, clean off the line, makes the move, runs a beautiful route, and the ball just literally goes right through his hands. So it's like I think
he does part 1 and part 2 really pretty well, right? Get
pretty well.
Run the routes. Okay, he does those things. Now, does he take Grant Perry's advice and do what Coach Jed Fish trained Grant Perry, which is you got to catch 150 to 200 passes after practice, or you're going to get a talking to, and who knows, maybe slide up and down the depth chart if that keeps going.
I mean, it's got to do something. Get on that jugs machine, something.
That's all it is.
The thing is, like if you look at a Goodwin and Marsh, I feel like I maybe it's just that I want them to be, but even from the small sample size I've seen of them, it looks like you could have a really bright future with those two guys. Just the concentration needs to get a little bit better. I think maybe even some of the play calling, like I'm not saying it's bad. I don't think it's bad at all, but I'd like to see them maybe instead of like I'd like to see them maybe get McCulley and Klein a lot more design plays to where some of the defense would have to key on those guys. And I think that also could help some of these other guys that are not seeing such tight coverages because they need to be afraid of our weapons. And those guys are weapons. I don't care what anybody says. I mean, Klein and McCulley, they just haven't gotten the looks. I think if you get those two guys more involved, the other guys will come along a little bit because they're not going to be facing some of the coverages they've seen. They're not going to be facing top guys probably ever because you're going to put your top corner and your top cover safeties on Klein and McCulley at that point. And then they're going to be facing equal talent, if not guys who they're projected to be better than in most of the games we have left, other than Ohio State, really. I mean, as far as defensive secondaries go, those guys all came in ranked ahead of what they're going to face. Rankings don't mean anything, but
yeah. Do you? I mean, I would say we've got one lock, right? Like I think McCulley has mostly done what's been asked of him, right?
He has.
It hasn't been perfect, but it's. I mean, at least he's hanging in. It's not the tight ends winning the receiving yards in the box score every single week anymore. McCulley's been up there, and
he has. I'd just like to see more design plays to him. Like in the Ohio State-Washington game, when they moved, they couldn't get JJ open, so they moved him and they ran that crossing route. That's the kind of stuff I think Michigan needs to do at this point, because it's like, yeah, you can go through the progressions, but we don't see really very many wide receiver option routes. We don't see a lot of I mean, when you say deep balls, I mean 25 to 30 yards down the field.
Yeah, Michigan deep ball.
I mean,
that's what we call it. Like, Michigan deep ball, like 20 yards, 25 yards. That's a deep ball for us.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't trust him to, really let loose, like something designed where he has an option or something, to make a play. I'm not criticizing the play calling. I don't think the play calling's been bad. I just would like to see more stuff designed to the guys that you can count on, and less of the read through progressionary type of drop back and scan the field plays. Like I'd like to see some design plays to some playmakers that aren't Samaj Morgan. Nothing against him. I mean, just you can.
If McCulley is the number one, treat him like the number one.
Treat him like the number one. Give him some balls. I mean, you got. I mean, what are you going to lose? I mean, if a 50-50 ball, here and there. I mean, like I said, a design wide receiver option route. So I mean, I know a lot of those things might be a bit much for a freshman quarterback, but at this point, he, I mean, you're what, a quarter of the season in now? You're not a freshman anymore. You're the starting quarterback. Like, open it
Yeah.
up a little bit.
Well, do you think there's something to be said for maybe there, and a lot of years, I know we heard this and it was BS, but do you think that there's something that maybe saving things like wide receiver options and some of these more advanced things for teams like USC, Ohio's, you know, that they have a Ohio State game plan that they don't use for any other game until Ohio State.
Yeah.
They've been doing that for years now.
100%. But I don't even know that it's even as much hiding things as much as this is what we're going to put on our young quarterback's plate this week. And we're going to, okay, so you like that. So this week we'll try it with a side of fries. You know what I mean? Try it, you know, oh, that didn't work. Well, this week we're going to go through and try it this way. You know, I mean, I think that's really what we're seeing. But I think that probably right now would be more of the case why they would be holding things back, at least in my opinion, than you know what I mean, than anything. But I was 100% agree that they're holding things back. I would just think it would be for more or less for the inexperience though, at this point. Also, I mean, a lot of the better players, even McCulley, he's really only been there since the spring. So even he is going to only have, I mean, same thing with Haynes. A lot of these guys probably, I mean, it looks like, oh yeah, they're doing really great, but even those guys don't probably know as much of the playbook. All right, guys. It's about that time. I actually got longer than I thought. Yeah. She's making my shirt right now.
There we go.
Yeah. So I'm gonna jump off here. I'll post some pictures in Maze's Discord.
Yes, sir. Have fun, bro.
All right, guys. Go blue.
Later, Tree. Keep us posted.
Yep. I will for sure.
Tree holding it down tomorrow at Yogi's on behalf of Wolverine Nation. So, and Doreen has promised to protect him from any issues. So yeah, that's Doreen.
Menace is fun. With Zach is hilarious. You don't know what Zach is gonna say, and it's so funny because the chat doesn't notice it half the time because they're in there arguing. The chat is its own show in itself in there, but Zach will be saying some crazy stuff, and it's just hilarious, bro.
Yeah, I'll go on there in my lunch break a lot and mix it up, and it's always just a great time to especially on Fridays, and to definitely gonna catch the one tomorrow. So Tree, enjoy it, folks. Cool Moat. I don't know if I pronounced that right. If I didn't, let me know in the comments, and I'll switch it up because you just contributed 10, and we appreciate that. I think this game is a culture-setting game for Coach Moore. I've been critical of him because I think he is trying to be too much like Harbaugh versus establishing his own identity. Thanks, and go blue. What do you say to that one?
That's a good one. And I was talking about that the other day because we forget Sharon is a new head coach. This is just his second year. So he's still trying to figure out how he wants to do things. The culture he wants to build, you know, we've already seen it change a little bit with the music, the music in practice, the music heading out into the games and things like that. So he has to find his way on how he wants to build his own team. Not, okay, I'm just going to try to be a mini Jim Harbaugh. Like, no, he still has to figure it out.
Yeah. And look, this is his first head coaching job, obviously. And I understand that, you know, there really isn't a lot of room for on-the-job training at Michigan. Mm-hmm. But with that said, at least people need to be aware, like, I think that's kind of natural that you're going to emulate the guy that you just learned all this from and then kind of make your own. And I do think there's ways to Sharon Moore's credit that he has done that, right? I think he resonates with recruits so much more.
I think he's a player's coach too.
Yes. Yeah. He's really a player's coach. And like Harbaugh played, and he was one of the best quarterbacks we've seen. But I don't think it was to the level of what Sharon Moore is able to do. I really think he's able to really get to know these players, their families. He personally gets involved in these recruitments and checks in, and Savion Hyder talked about that and kind of that being a factor for him. We had Bear McWhorter on the show. He was talking about that. Sharon Moore goes the extra mile and really tries to get to know these players and their families. So I think that's huge, and a huge difference from Harbaugh, who that we weren't going to get Bryce Underwood if Harbaugh had stayed the coach.
Yeah, I know him.
So that's exhibit A right there of how Sharon Moore is just doing a better job of resonating with these recruits. So Detective Loki with the 5, Samaj running a route is like Da Vinci with a brush.
Oh boy.
How about that? Well, maybe running around, catching the ball, I don't know, but running a route, I think he does okay. Especially when he's, I like when they use him in that initial design, that initial drive, the scripted drive, when they have him reversing and they have him in screens and they have him and he catches it. So they clearly are practicing that first drive a lot, because the execution it seems to be better from the receivers in that drive, and then things kind of fall off, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I think he has his moments, and I think he's going to be on the field. He has too much experience not to be. He's going to be on the field. The question is, can he improve in catching the ball? And same with Channing Goodwin. And that remains to be seen. But Loki taking us to 63, and then Elijah taking us to 61 here, asking the question, Nebraska or Michigan State? Wow.
That's a tough one.
I picked Nebraska barely. Let's see. Let's look into this game a little bit.
That's a tough one.
I think at Nebraska.
I think I'll say Nebraska, because I think Nebraska plays a little more defense than Michigan State.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think Michigan State will put up points, but Nebraska will take it, and it's going to be close, but it's at Nebraska, and Michigan State isn't Michigan. So let's make that very clear, especially on defense. So I'm going to have them winning by touchdown, something like that. Nothing else, home field advantage. Okay, so before we bring on what may be our last 2 callers, we got 61 to go. So if you guys want a second hour, we got about 15 minutes to get that second hour of the show. We're going to play a little video from the good folks at Win Agency, a little message from them on all that good stuff we've been talking about.
And we are fired up for another great season of Michigan football. The energy is electric, and with the new talent we have this year, I believe we have a real shot at stacking up some wins and making it back to the playoffs. At Win Agency, we want to help you win as well. We can help you find the right health insurance for you, your family, or your business. We also offer life insurance to protect the people you love, as well as smart investment strategies to help you build a strong financial future. Whatever your goals are, we have you covered. Let's cheer on our boys in the maize and blue and make this season one of the best to remember. Go Blue. Hey.
There it is from the good folks at Win Agency. If you know anybody or you need it yourself, either life insurance, you want to get a quote for life insurance, you want to get a quote for health insurance, Win Agency has these self-serve links. You don't even have to talk to anyone at first. Just you can get an initial sense of where you're at, what some of your options are. So check that out. They are so good to us. And I just would ask if anybody's considering a change at health insurance, life, whatever, or their families are, just send them that link so that they can check it out for themselves. Okay. Coming up next on Michigan Call and Show Live. We've got AD calling in. AD, go blue.
Oh, what's good, fellas? How we doing?
What's going on, AD?
I see you got the avatar with the game day threads there.
Man, that's the
Fresh.
best uni outside of the classics.
Yeah, that's fresh.
It is, man. Dude, we gotta change something about the all whites, man. I'm not that big a fan.
We seem to lose a lot in those, or is it just me?
We lose a lot of big games in those.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, like I remember before we were beating Ohio State on the reg and whooping their ass. We lost like 2 or 3 of those in that one, man. That was some trash shit, dude. I'm with you. Yeah, man. This weekend, dude. Like, what's something really big you guys are looking? If you could like know one thing right now, like what would you want to know about this game?
What'd you say?
Yeah, I probably didn't phrase that very well. What I'm looking for, like I'll answer and then I'll just like let me know what you guys think. I'm
that perfect.
Know,
yeah, give us
go
an
back
example.
to Sharon ball, or is this going to be Chip Lindsey's offense going forward?
I think at this point it can't. After what we've seen and in the media, everybody noticed. I don't think he can go back to that. If that was his plan, I don't think he can do it. You're talking about like holding Bryce back from running and stuff like that.
The Oklahoma game, pretty much.
Yeah, I don't think he can do that because if I understand correctly, the donors and the regents talked to him about that. Like, what are you talking about?
Oh, really? Got that? They talked to him about that?
Yeah. Yeah, it was a problem when he said the thing about 2 quarterbacks. Like the people with money called in and were like, what's going on? It's not like it used to be where you could just do whatever and you get a couple years, no matter like Kirk Ferentz being at Iowa for 30 million years at 7-5 and everybody's just going to be cool with it. Like, it's not like that anymore. And so when donors hear like something off or complacency or like even, hey, we just invested $12 million to get the number 1 quarterback recruit and literally the highest ranked recruit ever on On3. Well, you don't want to hear, hey, we're not going to use him. So
yeah, we're scared to use him.
It's a red flag. I will say this. I'd say you are going to see Chip Lindsey able to run his offense, except if they think they can win with the 12 personnel inside zone. You did notice that at the end of the Nebraska game that they were doing it a little bit. They were playing time of possession. They were playing, let's just drain out the clock now. Got the lead, drain out the clock. And that's exactly what they did. And it worked then. And so I was okay with it because it made sense in the context of how that game was going. But I think you're going to see Bryce airing it out a little bit. I think you're going to see RPOs. I think you're going to see it's Wisconsin, but in a way, you can't just keep everything in the playbook. You can't just run inside zone over and over against. I don't know if they're actually the number 1 run defense, but right now they're the number 1 run defense in the country. So I think you're going to see mostly Chip Lindsey's offense, but if needed to just end the game against USC, I'm thinking more so than I think Wisconsin. I think we're going to, even our Wisconsin guy was like predicting Michigan to win by like multiple touchdowns. So even the guy who came on from Bucky's 5th quarter was like, yeah, like, let's be honest. So knock on wood, obviously. But I think for the most part, Sharon Ball is not going to be there unless they need to play time possession.
Yeah, that's cool. I mean, you basically have like 2 styles of head coaching nowadays, man. You got like the offensive play callers, the McVays, the Ryan Days of the world, and then you got the guys who are like culture builders, you know, like Prime and Harbaugh and Sharon. I mean, Sharon could be a play caller, but you really need him to be like the culture guy, you know, like know when to go for it on 4th down and that kind of thing too, and timeouts and that kind of shit. But that's kind of what I want too, man. I don't really want an offensive like head coach play caller, man. That's just me personally. So that'll be good, man. How about you, Johnny? What are you looking for this weekend?
My big thing is because I want my team to be locked down defensively. Okay. That's my focus, really. So defensively, no more dumb penalties. no more busted coverages, no taunting, no offsides. I want to see a clean game on defense. That's my big focus, because if wherever we want to go, we need that defense to be really good or great. One of them, so that's what I need to start seeing, them to start locking it down. Hopefully Rodmore will help, like we talked about earlier, but that's my big focus on defense, is a clean game. Offensively, I want to see somebody step up in the receiver room. Whether it's McCulley actually looking like a number one and Bryce getting it to him like a number one, or just as a unit, it looks really good. Like, okay, Michigan was clicking today. Samaj has 70, McCulley has 80, Shannon Goodwin has 50, spreading it around. Marlon Klein has 50. Like, I want to see some cohesion in the passing game to where it looks like, okay, Michigan does actually have a passing game. These guys can catch, can run good routes, and can score touchdowns. Like, that's what I want to see offensively. Will I see it? Defensively, I think I could see the clean game, but the cohesion with the passing game, I'm not sure I'm going to see it just yet. Not like I want to.
Yeah, I like that, man. That's a good breakdown. I kind of want to see the O-line take another step forward.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Yeah, I really want to see. I want to see Haynes in New York City for the Heisman ceremony. So I want like 200 yards and 2-3 touchdowns for him, man. Like, let's start padding his stats, and this is a great game to do that. I mean, Bryce, he'll get his, dude. Like, I kind of just want him to develop this year. I'm not really worried about stats for him this year. This is Haynes' Heisman year, so like, let him get all that kind of stuff. So that's just kind of where I'm at with that, dude. Because, man, it is so much fun to watch Bryce out there, dude. Like, he's getting better every week. It's
so nice to see. It's like, it reminds me of JJ when he's at his best. Like, you kind of knew JJ had this ability on third down to just get it.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of our other, like, check down Cade and some of the other Michigan quarterbacks we've had didn't really have that as much. JJ had that almost automatic third down or fourth down in some cases, right?
Mm-hmm.
And just got it. Maybe just 2 yards, 3 yards, whatever it is, just got enough to move the sticks, right? I will say this. I'll answer your question. Who is going to be the wide receiver that takes the next step? As I said at the beginning of the show, like, who is that going to be? I have a theory it's Andrew Marsh, but we got to see it on Saturday, right? Who is going to be? I think McCulley has a pretty solid base. Klein, when he's healthy, is good at the receiving game too. Eventually we get Hogan Hansen back. I don't know when that's going to be, but he's good too at receiving. Who is going to be the other wide receiver that just branches out, catches balls, and does what we need to do? So that's my big question that I want to know about in the game.
Yeah, I think, McCulley, we all know he's the number one. Samaj is like the short guy to do the quick little in and outs, man. We need either Marsh or Browder to step up, man. Like, it could be either one of them at this point, but it's at a point we need one of them to step up, man, and just be able to go 3-4 catches, man, get us 30-40 yards, maybe a first down here. Just a chain mover, dude. Just someone Bryce can rely on, man. We're failing Bryce with these receivers, dude. Like, it could be a totally different offense, man. It's just the receivers and a little bit of the O-line, man. But, man, it is just how we're leaving from what we had last year to now having Bryce fucking Underwood, dude. I mean, it really opens up the whole ceiling for what we can do this year, man. I was, like, hopeful to get 9 wins. Dude, if we don't get 10 wins this year, dude, I think we're all going to be really pissed off, dude. So,
yeah,
it's just
that would
day, bro.
You got to beat one of the two, USC or Ohio, in order to do that. So,
anybody worried about USC?
Not till next week. Not till next week. Then I'll start getting worried again.
Now.
I need to see a little more. I think they're it's kind of a strength on strength. Not so much weakness on weakness, but kind of, right? With USC, what worries me is the quarterback's ability to nail those deep shots and our weaknesses, the secondary. And that's what concerns me about the USC matchup. I think we can move the ball on them. I think we're going to run it down their throat with Haynes and Marshall and Bryce. We're going to run it down their throat. But guess what? They're going to score too. And so I would take the, by the way, brought to you by FanDuel, I would take the over in any whatever the number winds up being that FanDuel comes out. And by the way, if you are considering betting, go ahead and hit the link that we have and get yourself $5. You might get $300 in bonus bets, and bet responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER. So,
man, you getting
anyway,
that FanDuel money now?
We're getting that. Well, hypothetically, but let's see how it goes. Maybe you guys can. Maybe people in chat can help out there. But anyway, AD, we got another caller, and we got 5 minutes left. What's your final thought for us?
I appreciate the time, guys. As always, man, you got best show for Michigan out there, dude. Everyone knows it. Salute to both you guys, man. Yeah, enjoy watching the game, man. Yeah, man. Justice Haynes for Heisman, wide open race. It could be anyone out there right now. We just need a couple of games for him to go like 200 yards, 2 tutties. Why not him, dude? That's my only question. Why not Haynes? Like, this is the year for us to go and sneak and go get a Heisman, dude. It's been, 97 since our last one, dude? We are due for a Heisman around here, bro.
Let's go.
True.
So let's do it, man. But salute to both of you guys, man. Have a good night, and go Blue.
Go Blue.
Go Blue, AD.
A quick nugget for, what's his name? Justice Haynes. He hasn't had more than 19 carries in the game this year. And he's got all those yards.
That's
he
really
breaks for like
impressive.
50 or 60 every game, dude.
You know?
Yeah.
And he's had a
Doesn't
couple
even need-
long ones called back.
Right. Yeah, man. This is the year, man. All right. Have a good one, guys.
Later, AD. All right. Let's take a couple more super chats. Thanks to your generosity, $32 to go. We got a couple more minutes. So who's going to be the one to take it over the top for a second hour? Michigander asking, I want to see what we do against a good run defense. Can we still move guys at the point of attack? Did we fix the catching problem at wide receiver? That's the $1 million question, Michigander, is did we fix the catch? I don't know how much you can fix it in a week and change, but you can at least look at the guys and rotate in people who have better hands, like a Kendrick Bell, like a Andrew Marsh, like a Browder, whoever they are. I don't care. I don't know. I don't care if you have to get the water boy and just so happens he knows how to catch balls. Bring him in. Like, I don't care. Like, I just want Bryce to have the opportunities to do what he does. And his receivers, aside from McCulley and a couple here and there, a couple plays here and there, the receivers are letting him down. Tight ends aren't. Tight ends they're catching those balls. That's money. And it doesn't matter if the tight end is 2 yards away or 30 yards away, they catch him. So if they can do it, if it's good enough for the tight ends, I think it's good enough for the wide receivers. What do you think? Do you think we can still move guys at the point of attack, or?
Definitely.
Yeah.
And like I was saying on, I think my pregame analysis, Wisconsin, I keep getting Nebraska and Wisconsin. I'll flip-flop them because, the white and red. But Wisconsin, they're ranked the number 1 rush defense with giving up like 50 yards a game. But it's hard to say they haven't played anybody with a good run defense. Maryland's not a good run team. Alabama's not a good run team this year. And the other 2 cupcakes, they don't run the ball well either. So we're going to find out is Michigan's run game legit, or is their run defense legit? We're going to find out.
Facts. Let's go to Elijah, who has a couple for us here. Jair Hill worries me. Jaden Sanders looks better. I agree. Sanders is looking really good early on.
Is Jair healthy?
I don't know. Actually, he might be on the injury report. I have to tell you, like, he was kind of banged up at the end of last game. I think you might see him as at least questionable. Now, here's the thing. Our commenters, at least one, might have an idea. So let's see what they say. But yeah, I agree with you about Sanders. I think he looks better than Shamari and better than some of the others in his peer group for sure.
He definitely doesn't look like a freshman at all.
Mm-mm.
It's pretty surprising.
Absolutely. Let's go Elijah Bowman again. Who's the most underwhelming player so far? TJ Guy? Well, Fred Moore just exited the program, so that he might. I love Fred Moore, but like it didn't work out, you know.
Freddie.
TJ Guy's up there.
He's up there. He needs a sack for his confidence. He needs a sack bad. He almost had one last week. I mean, they all almost had one last week, but he was right there. So he was doing some good things. It's just, getting that sack to get that monkey off your back. Like, okay, the work I'm doing in practice and in the weight room and in the film room is paying off.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I just Barham at that position just absolutely ate his lunch. I mean, it was from the first snap he was in there, he elevated everyone else around him. It wasn't just him he was the it factor. He's getting to the quarterback, but it's also everyone else on the line stepped it up. Derek Moore stepped it up, right? Everybody's stepping it up because he's there. So that's the type of player I think he is.
If I'm TJ Guy, I'm trying to be on the other side when Barham's in there.
Yeah. Get over there, get on the other side, do what you can. Yeah, I mean, they'll probably rotate him in, give him another shot. I don't think he's done. By any means, but he'll Wink likes rotating, and especially against Wisconsin, I think they'll be rotating.
All those dudes were in last week. It's just make the sack when you get the chance. You got to get the sack.
Right. The Bull says, take my money. That's all with the 20. So thank you, Bull, for that word there of support. And Michigander bringing us to just 22 to go. And we do have one more caller that we will take. But after that, that's it. If we don't get, 22 more to go. Michigander says the most impressive player so far, in my opinion, is Evan Link. With his expectations preseason and then now, he is easily the best lineman we have. Whoa. He just needed to settle into that left tackle role. Man, that is a tough one. That is a tough one for me to agree with because I think he's been up and down personally, but there have been times he was the best lineman on the field this year.
Yeah.
There have been.
I wouldn't say he's the best, but he might be the surprise because we have all been worried about him, but he's played pretty well.
Garnera, I think, has surprised a lot of people in playing at that right guard position.
Surprise.
He's been doing good. Crippen's been stepping it up, and Sharon Moore talked about how proud he is of Greg Crippen for overcoming his the situation he's had where people kept coming in over him, and he's been hanging tough with the program. And Sharon Moore talked about a lot of guys would leave. A lot of guys would leave in this situation, but he's stuck with it, and now he's really I think he's having good especially this last two games have really been improving.
Definitely.
All right. Let's go ahead and bring on Ben Baller. So we got Ben Baller in the house. Hey Ben, how we doing? Go Blue.
What up,
Go
Ben?
Blue. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Yes, we can.
Cool. Man, the first thing I was going to bring up is if El Hadi and Norton are coming back, can you really bench the two guys that have been playing the last two games?
I think you can bench Afobe. He's played pretty good. I mean, I see
it's
what
tough,
you're saying,
man, because the first two games okay, let's put it like this. In the first two games, were they playing better than these two guys have the last two games?
Yeah. I wouldn't. The other guys are playing better too, though. So they're playing better as a unit. I see what you're saying.
I know it's tough. It's also tough too because has them playing better helped the rest of the line because then they don't have to make up for the two guards. Is that part of them playing better? You know, like that to me, that's a conundrum right there.
Well, I'll say this. I think it's one thing we need to remember in whatever analysis we're doing here is Sharon Moore is now involved, right? And that definitely kind of paints this whole thing a little bit, because Sharon Moore felt the need to step in to help coach that position, right? But since then, what have we seen? We've seen everyone, in my opinion, playing better in different ways. I think Garnera has shown up a lot more than we thought. I think Link has shown up more than we thought. Crippen has shown, and I think part of that is because Sharon Moore knows what he's doing when it comes to coaching the line. And it might just be a situation. I want to get your thoughts on this, that maybe it's one of those situations where Sharon Moore is the head coach and the O-line coach in the future. I think it's at least less difficult to do that than to be head coach, OC, and O-line when he was interim. but I don't know. It seems like he knows what he's doing, and he's already been helping in his limited time, helping coach the line.
Yeah, it could be both though. It could be maybe get more involved, and maybe those two guys are better. It could be both. Real quick though, man. Here's what I need to see, because look, man, I got my eyes on how we gonna beat Ohio State at this point in the season. That Arvell Reese is a freak. So look, man, this is what we need to figure out. That dude's a freak, bro. I mean, people want to talk about Jayshon Barnes, bro. I watched more of his tape this past week. That dude might be the best in the country. I'm not even lying, bro. Like the point of bringing him up though is, I don't think Bryce is going to be just able to scramble all over the place with that dude. So we need to focus on developing this pass game, for continuing to run the ball consistently, and use the QB run, but use it more in a design way, especially against Ohio State. We're not going to be able to just scramble against him, bro. I'm telling you right now. With that dude's a freak, bro. Like a freak. He's fast, twitchy, and his eye discipline, he's hard to get away from. So what I need to see in this game is Marsh step up. I want to see Marsh start. I want to see guys catch the ball. I want to see the pass game develop, and I want to see continued progress in running the ball, because we're going to need to beat them a little bit more traditionally, but also mixing in some design QB runs. We can't rely on Bryce just scrambling against Ohio State with that freakazoid. As a linebacker.
No,
well,
yeah, and I think you use him like kind of like you did JJ in those games. You know what I mean? Like design runs. It wasn't so much of him scrambling. When JJ got them, it was more designed runs, and then buying time with his legs. So I'm not exactly trying to run. I'm just trying to buy more time. I'm just buying time to make a play. You get what I'm saying? So I think that's more what you're trying to do in that game, even though it's too early, Ben. It's too early for this.
That's how much I hate him, bro. I'm already game planning for the team. You know what I'm saying?
I would expect this. There's a reason Urban Meyer even pointed out that QB counter play that they did against Central Michigan. He's telling third base Ryan Day, hey, watch out for the QB counter, because he was talking about that on Fox, on YouTube, that when they run that, the running back then can be used as the blocker. And so it's just it was well executed, and it's Central Michigan, but I want to see that against USC, and I want to see that against Ohio State. Bring that back, but also let him have some RPOs.
You got to talk about we play Washington now. I know what. Look, man, Washington to me isn't like this great team, but offense, and this is why Johnny's right. The defense got to 100% figure it out, because Washington on offense, we got to get that sorted up, because they have the ability to cook us. I'm letting you know right now. They got the ability to cook. Doesn't mean they will. They got the ability to do so. So they got to figure the defense out, figure out the coverages and all that. So to me, the three about Washington, USC, and the suck ass.
Yeah.
The thing that was big about watching Ohio State versus Washington was Ohio State's defensive line was very, very disciplined, and the linebackers. They were so disciplined on those design, whether it was a option play or design runs and things like that. They were so disciplined. So we have to remember, Williams, he's dynamic, but this is his first year actually starting. So for him to be in that big time game going against Ohio State, that was a first for him. He's never been in that situation where he's the starting quarterback and it's on him. So he got a little shell shocked by how disciplined they were in some of those situations. Things that were usually there weren't there for him.
Now, I also saw some things that kind of encouraged me because they did move the ball well in between the 20s, things like that. Between the 20s, I thought the refs did actually hose them on that sideline penalty. I've never seen that before in my life where you don't give a warning first. I'm not going to get back into it. Yeah, I'm not going to get back into it. I did see some things where
and then an unsportsmanlike. That's what really got me. Like, okay, well, nope, you don't give a warning first.
Well, he deserved the unsportsman.
He did.
He did deserve the unsportsman, and I get why he was mad. He went onto the field, got in that ref's face.
Yeah,
I'm not trying to get back into that, but I'll end it with this, man. And to Moose in the chat, real quick, man. Look, I speak the truth, man. Arvell Reese is one of the freakiest linebackers I've ever seen in my life. I know you're gonna hate that. You're gonna make it sound like Glaze. This is the truth, bro. It's the truth. I saw the dude one arm, a 6'5", 300 and whatever pound tackle with one hand and threw him like a rag doll. So yeah, my bad if I'm a little concerned about the guy.
How tall is
that was a
Arvell
freak. That's some freak shit. He's like 6'5". He's huge.
Yeah, he's a freak. He's like a basketball player, football player. Like Barham's 6'4", but he's stiff. He's a little more stiff. Like Arvell Reese is a little more fluid with what he's doing.
He could get drafted pretty damn high if he keeps this going. Arvell.
He's going to. But all right, go blue, man. I want to see that progression. I want to see new wide receiver step up because Channing Goodwin, bro. I'm sorry, dude. You got butterfingers, bro. Just pure butterfingers, bro. I don't know if you go to the theater and you eat popcorn before the movie, you get extra butter on that shit. But you got butterfingers, my guy. You got pure butterfingers. So let's see someone new in there. Let's start catching the ball. And I'm ready, man. So all right, peace out.
Love it. Later, Ben. Go blue.
Go blue.
All right. Yeah, I'm not completely done with Channing yet. I think you gotta see who else is in there.
Exactly.
But, you gotta see who you have. And the great thing is against Wisconsin, I think you're going to be able to rotate and you're going to be able to see who you have and who's catching the balls. But I'm not completely done with I really like Channing early on, and I really like the film, and I really like the spring game. And I think, maybe this focus on the jugs machines and focusing on the catching ability and all of that, maybe it helps it lock into place for him. If not, then if you can't catch against Wisconsin, then I think that's it. But give him one more game as starter, and then rotate some others in too, just to see what's up.
And they need to help him out a little bit. Get him some easy catches. The same way they get Samaj going early with some easy catches. Try to get some Channing some easy catches. I mean, he's dropped some easy ones, but try to get him going early.
Folks, we are now going to a second hour. So we got a second hour unlocked, which means we got a couple more callers we can take now. We are 69 nice away from a third hour of the show. So with that said, let's hit. So Jackson Johnson gave a $20 super chat. Jackson, of course, I like to call him Chief Marketing Officer of Voice College Football. He is always out there promoting, socialing,
definitely
getting the word out about all the shows in the network, which it's not an easy task because we got the amount of shows we have now, like Indiana Indiana shows, Rutgers shows, like everybody's doing shows, and Jackson keeps it all straight and promotes everybody. And he says $20 to holla, and let's get all the Voice College football channels to 10,000 subs. Let's get Miami and Michigan to 20,000 subs, and let's help Mark to 100,000 subs. I love it.
Definitely.
Detective Loki with the 2, and also we want to get, I don't know what your next milestone is. Let's get Johnny to the next round of subs too.
6,000, I believe.
Okay, well let's get him there. Folks, subscribe to Johnny Olden Jr.'s channel as well. You got to catch the car lives. Those are the best, because that's when you're going off on some type of thing. You got some type of rant or some type of, and it's always a great time.
Something. He's gonna be ranting about something.
Detective Loki just dropping a 2. Thank you so much for that. And Loki's always here, part of the community. So that's Cool Moe T maybe with the 5. I think he tried to help me pronounce it there. Agreed. Tell Coach Moore to alleviate the duties of Grant Newsome. Go Blue. So we agree on that. Grant Newsome, time to maybe just learn from Sharon Moore and learn from Castillo, and then maybe you take the and then a year or two you come back. But I think maybe go to a Mac, go to a G5, go to a even a big like a Northwestern. I don't know, but like something where you can have a little bit more on the job learning at a school like that. So I'm with you there. New Life with the $2 super sticker. Thank you so much, New Life, and for the membership, by the way. Goat since Yost asks, who gets the first turnover this weekend? Sullivan? That'd be sick.
Yeah.
Love that. Could be him. Could be would be really
TJ guy with a strip sack.
Oh, you know who I would love? Rod Moore.
That would be beautiful.
That would be absolute cinema, as they say. It would be great. J.R. Morris, thank you for the 20 and the membership. The freshman DBs have been impressive. I love Sanders and Earls as our corners of the future. Is Boateng going to see playing time? Asking about Nathaniel Owasu Boateng, who we haven't seen really much in the lineup yet.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure. He is a true freshman, so I don't know if he's dealing with any type of injury or any type of situation there.
And he's kind of down the, because you got Hausman, Rolder. Well, you got Hausman, Sullivan, Rolder, Bowles, and then I think you got Boateng. But I haven't really seen him, so he may be dinged up. Even in garbage time, I haven't seen him. I don't think.
I remember reading something about him, and maybe that is what it is. Maybe it's he's banged up. All right, and then we've got one more from Michigander. Drewski will be on Big Noon special Saturday. Drewski, let's see here. Big Noon kickoff. Yeah, Drewski joins Big Noon kickoff live ahead of UMich football's matchup with Badger football. So yeah, Drewski coming on. You're not wrong, Michigander. So where's Tom Brady? He works for Fox. Can't you get Tom Brady to go over there or even just like Zoom call in or something? Like Tom Brady.
He
went
might
to
show
Michigan.
Maybe the Michigan game. He might show up for the Michigan game.
Maybe like the Michigan-Ohio State matchup. Maybe we get
the Ohio State
shoring
game.
up with maybe with Seawood flying the flag. Maybe Thomas Edward, Patrick Brady, 7 Super Bowls joins him in that, and that would be really fun. I'd say that's kind of likely. That could happen.
Woodson and Brady, that'd be insane.
Yeah. I think they got to figure it out. I think I got to do it. Like, he works for Fox. Fox is paying him $30 million a year.
Yeah.
He can get a private jet. He has a private jet, I'm sure. He'll just fly over, just pop over to Ann Arbor for a couple hours, hang out, and then do his game on Sunday. Okay, folks, we are gonna take our next caller now. We've got coming here. He is the host of the Alabama Crimson Tide Live. He is the host of multiple shows on the Alabama channel. He's got his own channel, the Jacksonian. Jackson Johnson in the house. How you doing, Jackson?
I'm doing all right, gentlemen. How are y'all doing tonight?
Doing well. What up, Jackson?
Oh man. I missed that last bit of the Tigers Guardians because I was hanging with Mountaineer Paul earlier today on Lockdown West Virginia, and I filmed with Chris Drew. One question for you, Johnny. The reason why I mentioned that is, like, did Sean McDonough throw out his puberty voice when the Tigers took that lead?
Yes.
Thank you, God. Like, somebody knew it was my birthday because I heard, because it was nothing against Tigers, but I got excited when the Guardians took the lead in the bottom of the 8th of game 2 because it was like, yes, Sean McDonough threw out the puberty voice, and he's going to be calling Alabama Vanderbilt on Saturday. It's like,
oh, that's good.
Oh man, like, he's calling Major League Baseball playoff games, and he's going to be calling Alabama Vanderbilt. I mean, are you sure you don't miss John McDonough calling Michigan? I mean, I know there's that 2015 Michigan.
Yeah, I don't miss that.
There's always 2009 Michigan Notre Dame where he threw the puberty voice out for Tate Forcier throwing a game-winning touchdown against Notre Dame.
Are you worried about Vanderbilt at all?
A little bit, yes. Diego Pavia, man, I tell you right now, the way they manhandle Virginia Tech, the way they manhandle South Carolina, that's not going to happen or anything, but it's the first to 400 passing yards wins this game between Ty Simpson and Diego Pavia. And by the way, I found out Theo Vaughn's going to be a guest picker on College Game Day. That's the second time he'll be guest picking. The first time was on December 2nd, 2023 for the SEC title game. I don't think he's had on anybody from College Game Day on this past weekend with Theo Vaughn yet, but I will find that for sure.
So you heard it here. Theo Vaughn is going to be on College Game Day. So that's a lot of personalities. You got Theo Vaughn. You got what's his face with the belt buckle and the 2 watches.
Oh,
that's
man.
a lot of personality going on College Game Day.
Oh man. But I will say, though, the Michigan Wolverines, I've got them winning in a 31-10 victory over Wisconsin. I think the life is gone from Wisconsin, honestly. It's depressing over there. It's nothing against Luke Fickell, but it's just, it has a Charlie Strong at Texas vibe for some reason to me. That's what it feels. It feels strangely similar to that. Honestly, it just does. But Michigan USC is going to be a good one right there.
Yeah. How much longer do you think Fickell has?
It all depends on how Wisconsin performs on Saturday. If it's a close one, he's good to go for now. But if it's a butt whip, if it looks like Notre Dame, Arkansas last Saturday, he could be gone this week. He could be gone after the Iowa matchup. In this case, there's no way to tell. There's no way to tell how long he's going to be there. And it's the same way with Billy Napier at Florida. I mean, one guy, our buddy Matt Zemek at USC at the Voice of College Football at College Wire, Trojans Wire, mentioned, he wrote in an article about how Dave Doreen should be on a hot seat. I mean, 13 years you've been at North Carolina State and you've not done anything. So I kind of used up all my anger on Dave Doreen last night. So it's like, it's like James Franklin has Mark Ritt vibes. They always come up short in the big ones. But
yeah, that was just a classic James Franklin special, wasn't it? Everything gift wrapped for him to win that game. Whiteout at night in Happy Valley. No, I mean, you're supposed to have your big national championship caliber team. But then again, what did we see last year with third base Ryan Day? Lost 2 games, won the Natty. It's not over for Penn State, but I just don't know if they have the clutch gene to, the clutch ability to maybe they're gonna make the playoffs probably, and they're probably gonna beat South Wichita State or whatever G5 gets in. They'll beat them, and and then their win-loss is going to look artificially high. But when they face a real opponent, they're going to drop probably.
Oh man. Well, here's a stat that's really unexpected. 3 teams have not trailed throughout the 2025 season. One of them is in the Big Ten.
Ohio State.
No.
What?
They trailed for the first time this season last week against Washington. And
okay. You're right.
Same with Washington. It was also their first time they trailed. It's not a rival, Michigan.
Indiana?
Nope.
Maryland?
Yep.
Oh.
Yep. I mean, they've had easy cupcake games. And Wisconsin just looked like, they look depressed. I mean, Eeyore is happier than Wisconsin, and Eeyore has nail up his ass. I mean, he's trying to build a house. I mean, it's like, and
Eeyore
he still keeps going. That's the thing. My man Eeyore is trying to keep going.
For the youngsters,
Eeyore.
that's a Winnie the Pooh reference.
Yes. Yes, folks. Check and there are some kids watching. So go read Winnie the Pooh. It's a great time. But yeah, so I will say the line has moved up a little bit since we met with Rohan from Bucky's Fifth Quarter Tuesday night. So the line has gone up a little bit from 16.5 to 17.5. Brought to you by FanDuel, of course. Bet responsibly. Got the link right there if you want to sign up. $5, maybe you get $300 in bonus bets if you win. So we're now favored. Michigan's favored by 17.5. The over-under has also gone up. So basically what they're saying is Michigan's going to score another point than we thought 2 days ago. So it seems to be kind of a positive indicator that Michigan is going to have this one comfortably in hand. Does Luke Fickell get fired if Michigan just curb stomps Wisconsin?
Yeah. If it's a curb stomper like a 55-10, yes.
Okay.
I mean, because it would not surprise me, but it's just times are tough in Wisconsin, and I think times are really tough in Florida.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Florida's going through it right now. Shout out to George from Voice College Football Chat. Florida's going through it.
Their schedule is brutal. Has been brutal the last 2 years.
I mean, it's like maybe like don't spit on your opponent, and you won't be costing your team the game. I don't feel bad for this Florida team at all. I have zero feeling for Brandon Bett. It's like he's a moron who cost his team the game. It's like you just don't do that. Like it's like learn common sense. If you gotta spit in a garbage can. Do not spit on your opponents. That's a no-no. It's like ugh. And it's your 4th year as a head coach. That's bad. That is bad.
Who would you get to replace Fickell at Wisconsin?
I would get Jim Leonard. That's who they should have gotten after.
Ooh.
I like Jim Leonard a lot. I like him a lot, bro.
I like him too. You know who I'm thinking about?
Who?
The guy we faced off against for the first game of the season, Coach Eck at New Mexico.
Ooh.
There's ties to Wisconsin. There's been some whispers. I could see it. He is a creative guy. And I think he'd be able to get back to their identity, but also mix in some interesting stuff. Like there were a couple of plays where New Mexico had Michigan's defense kind of like, whoa, what's going on? If he does that at Wisconsin and just doesn't bring in the air raid, don't do that again. Let's
That was dumb.
stick to physicality. Yeah, I didn't know what was up with that because I don't know if they remembered like Rich Rod tried that at Michigan at the spread, but similar concepts, and it's just more of a physical conference. You gotta have that line play and run and that running ability too.
No doubt.
So, thank you. Yeah, we got a couple. We got everybody's saying Eck. Okay, wow, very cool. Yeah,
New Mexico's getting better at football. I like that. I mean, it's like Bronco Mendenhall is getting that program up to a lot. Like, I mean, I know he's not there anymore. He's at Utah State. But I mean, just the 1 year he was there, he impressed them. He like improved the place. It was like watching Kitchen Nightmares, where it's like a success story afterwards.
Oh yeah. Oh man, Kitchen Nightmares. You were throwing back to Winnie the Pooh. You're throwing back to Kitchen Nightmare. You're just hitting like all my eras from childhood to teen years to everything here.
Well, I'm always thinking of something, that's for sure. But Michigan,
Gordon Ramsay for 20. Yeah, I love those shows.
Oh man, it's like the key is with Gordon Ramsay's not screaming and yelling. That's when you've lost.
Yeah, because he cares if he's doing that. He cares about you.
Yep.
So we do have a super chat for you. I know we touched on this at the beginning of your call, but since it's been a bit, let's so Jackson, are you worried about Vandy? I know you said yes, but elaborate, like why does that worry you?
Well, the fact is our running game has not been as strong this season. I mean, it was a little better against Georgia. And number two, I'm worried a little bit about our kicking game, especially when I saw that wide left kick against Georgia. Like, no, do not let that happen. But that worried me for a moment. Can we stop Diego Pavia? A few of our guys, our defense, are out due to injury. James Smith is out in the first half due to that targeting call against Georgia. So, and here's a little fact that nobody knew, but I mean, you probably won't hear it on ESPN until Saturday, but you heard it right here on Michigan at the Voice College Football and on the Voice College Football Network. It's the first time in 88 years that Alabama Vanderbilt will be a ranked versus ranked matchup since 1937, and it was on Thanksgiving of 1937. It was the 14th annual Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. Snow White and Seven Dwarfs was the first animated movie out in theaters. Shirley Temple was the #1 movie star of the world.
Shout out.
Franklin D. Roosevelt was in his first full year of his second term as president. And there's some more. Alaska and Hawaii were not states yet, but we have 48 states in the United States of America by that time. But Alabama got shut out by Cal in the 1937 season and the 1938 Rose Bowl.
Folks, for those who don't know, Jackson is a walking encyclopedia of football knowledge, and he calls into the Paul Feinbaum show on a regular basis to give his historical takes, and Paul enjoys it greatly. They have good dialogues. I've listened to some of that, and it's always a good time.
If Feinbaum enters the Senate, then he won't be able to hear the calls anymore. So it's
you have to pick a different show. You have to
no problem. There's the SEC morning show. Hey, Peter Burns could be the Nets host.
There you go.
There we go. Get things rocking and rolling.
Let's take this one from MGO Blue, everybody. Odds, Jason Eck. Love this. We're full circle moments here. Odds that Jason Eck is the coach at Wisconsin next year. I think they're pretty damn good.
There we go.
What went wrong with what went wrong with Wisconsin and Jim Leonard? Because he was the defensive coordinator when the job was open.
I think he was not somebody that they were looking for, but I think they're realizing they made a mistake, honestly.
Yeah.
Big
'Cause
time mistake.
He's an assistant head coach at for the Broncos and defensive pass game coordinator.
Oh, yeah.
So he's
I
learning.
think you need to go to Wisconsin if you're Jim. I mean, I mean, Patrick Mahomes is going to beat your brains in. He's going to chew you up like a chicken nugget, unfortunately. I mean, Harbaugh's there. Pete Carroll's only going to be there for a few years, but it's going to be fun watching the Pete Carroll Jim Harbaugh rivalry in the AFC.
yeah.
I mean, the Broncos are just the kid that no one really pays attention to, but should.
And you want somebody that cares.
Mm-hmm.
He's one of your own, so why not bring him back and help fix it? Because he actually cares about what Wisconsin can be. And normally Wisconsin, every 2 or 3 years, when they have a bunch of juniors and seniors, they make the Big Ten championship. That's how it went.
So here's the thing with the Jim Leonard. I don't know. So there was a surgery that he had to have. So I believe there was a surgery issue, but also the fact that like they wanted, Fickle was the hot name back then. Like he had taken Cincinnati to the playoff, and that was when it was the 4-team playoff. Taking Cincinnati is a big deal. No G5 had ever been in the 4-team playoff before. And so Wisconsin liked what they saw. And maybe there was a little bit of Leonard being tied to Paul Chryst. And they were like, we kind of want to turn the page and go a completely different direction. I think they may be regretting that now.
Yeah. I mean, like, Lou Fickle's not a bad coach. It's just a bad situation he's in. And
the culture fit.
The bad
He didn't understand the culture.
Yeah. At least he's not hearing the culture is actually damn good. If you have to hear that, you're in a bad place.
Champions of Life. Remember that one?
Oh, God. Butch Jones.
Butch Jones.
He's Bitch Jones around here.
Yeah. There you go. Who will be the UCLA coach? John Smith is rumored.
Don't go to UCLA. That place is hell on earth.
Yeah, it's going to be hard for them to find someone willing to take that job because of the lack of resources. It's going to be somebody like a Chip Kelly, who they see that as their opportunity to phone it in. So my guess is it's going to be like a mid-50s type 60s where they see, I can phone it in for a year or two, make a big buyout. That's probably it. Or somebody really young, like a McVay, but in college, who like wants to prove themselves. But I would not expect any big names. It's going to be somebody who you're like, who? Most likely.
D'Anton Lynn, get him to come back.
That would be maybe one of the better case scenarios for them, honestly.
Yeah, running our team.
As long as you got the moron board of regents over at UCLA, you're just going to get a bad hire. Kind of like how you've got a bad AD and you've got a bad head coach. And honestly, I'm not even blaming the head coach or the athletic director. I'm blaming the board of regents. I mean, it's like they took way too long on the Chip Kelly situation, 2023. He's got to be at UCLA. Nope, he's out after 2023. Oh, we were given a vote of confidence 2024. And then you lose the cow in the last ever Pac-12 conference game. You get beat, your brains beaten by cow of all teams. And you win against Boise State, your bowl game. But then guess what? Chip Kelly's like, nope, I'm out of here. He's bailing in February 2024 for Ohio State.
Yeah,
not for a head coaching position, but a coordinator position. That's bad if you're UCLA. And Deshaun Foster, he was set up to fail to begin with. And it's unfortunate.
Yeah, I think you're right. And yeah, Chip Kelly, I remember when he said, hey, I coached the quarterbacks during the bowl prep for UCLA, and I realized I missed it. Like I missed being able to focus on one thing, and so he decided I'm going to be the offensive coordinator at Ohio State. Third base Ryan Day needed some help, brought him in. Seemed to work out okay.
There you go.
Jackson, any final thoughts for us? Got a couple of callers lined up here.
Well, I just want to say, tell your friends, family, and the cashiers at Publix about the magic that John D'Animo, TJ Ronin are creating all right here on Michigan at the Voice of College Football, and the magic that Johnny Olden Jr. is creating all right here on Michigan at the Voice of College Football. Let's also get him to 10,000 subs on YouTube. Let's get all of the team channels to 10,000 subs. Let's get Michigan and Miami to 20,000 subs, and the main channel, Voice College Football, to 100,000.
I love it. Check out Jackson's work. Check out everything he does. I believe you got something going on with Chris Drew.
Oh yeah, I've got that. Let me go ahead and put that in the chat. I've got that.
Yeah.
And up next, I've got the Alabama College show in a little bit, and we've got the late night show on the Voice of College Football main channel.
That's right.
So that's something you can't forget for sure. So I'm going ahead and putting in the lineup right here and now.
Yes. So Chris Drew talking with Jackson, talking ball on the Jacksonian, which I can't wait to hear it. That's that's going to be a real meeting of the football minds there, because y'all know your ball. That's for sure.
Oh, we do. And we talked a little bit about Major League Baseball. And to give you a little spoiler, we did talk a little bit about the MLB Netflix TV deal and what it could mean for not just Major League Baseball, but what it can mean for college football. I think you're going to see the Big 12 make a deal with Netflix. Because, I mean, let's be real. You can't sell Maury the Hormone Monster forever. So you got to sell some sports. And that's where Major League Baseball comes in, NFL comes in, and college football comes in.
There you go. All right, Jackson. Thanks for stopping by. And I bet we'll see you over on the call-in show or the late night show or one or the other.
Well, I'm everywhere.
I know. All right, Jackson. Appreciate everything you do.
Thank y'all for having me on. Y'all stay safe, stay cool, stay away from the heat. Well, in this case, stay safe and stay warm. It's cold out.
Absolutely. Thanks, Jackson.
Appreciate you, Jackson.
Yeah, he is something, and catch his work all over the place here on the Voice of College Football Network. He does raise a good point. Once this show's over, go on and go over to Mark Rogers, Voice of College Football, CFB Late Night on the main channel. Let him know that John and Johnny sent you, and let's get Wolverine Nation to represent, because it gets that show sometimes a lot of Buckeyes showing up on that show. A lot of Buckeyes, a lot of David Greenshields and things like that. Like let's get Wolverine Nation showing up to that show. Let's see. We've got Moose reminding everybody to hit that like button. That would be great. Hit that like button and also subscribe. Right now, the subscribers, YouTube's doing something funky, and so we gotta bump that back up. Subscriber count. We are chasing right now Buckeye Talk, and we are now at about 2.5K away from Buckeye Talk. Kenneth Grant chasing third base Ryan Day again, and Buckeye Talk. So go ahead and hit that subscribe if you haven't already. And of course, coming up next, and we'll take first-time callers who haven't called today first. And then if I have time, we have about 15 minutes to go. So we may not have time for everybody, but I will do my best to get through what I can in 15 minutes. Okay. And then also, so before we bring him on, let's read his super chat. Caden the Diesel Freak. Hey, John D'Adamo, I'll say Miami is better than Ohio State resume-wise. Let's hear about that from the man himself, Caden the Diesel Freak. What we doing?
John and Johnny Olden, how are we doing tonight, gentlemen?
What up?
Not bad.
And as you have read from the super chat, I said Miami is better than Ohio State wise right now. I said, and I wanted to point that out because I talked to Mark last night, and I said, and I agree with him. Like right now, if the AP poll actually recognized it, they have won actually better games. Miami's won better games and better close games than honestly Ohio State's won. I mean, Ohio State's schedule this year is just weak. I mean, seriously, we haven't played anybody that good besides Texas. But oh my God, it's awful. Seriously. I mean, Texas, Washington.
Do you think?
So what?
Do you think Bethune-Cookman, USF, and Florida are good?
I mean, they're not better wise, but I'm just saying, like Miami, like just the way they've dominated, just is better than what we have. I mean, all right, we won blowout games. They got a close game. I mean, beating Notre Dame and we won. Like that win kind of really set it off and just said, and that's just my opinion, John. I mean, you can tell me otherwise, but that's just what I'm feeling right now.
Well, you know, it's hard for me to defend Ohio State about much.
No. I get you, John.
but I think Washington is going to wind up being at least get to a decent bowl. I don't think they're going to be. I don't think they're going to be like, you know, deep playoff contenders. But I think they'll probably hit 8-9 wins, get to maybe like a Michigan like last year, get to a ReliaQuest bowl or get to something even a little bit better than that. So I don't know. I think they're better than USF and Florida and Bethune-Cookman.
Oh,
so
agree.
I would.
I mean, honestly, I agree. But here's my thing. If we were to play right now, Ohio State, Miami, I'd say it'd be a close game.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's two talented teams that have top tier defenses, top tier offenses. And I mean, I'm gonna be completely fair. I'm not gonna go say we're gonna blow Miami out 62-7. Like, nah. I think that game would be like 31-27. Just down to the absolute wire. Now that's just my 2 cents.
Okay. Well, that's a fair point. Anything else for us?
I do. There was something I was wanting to mention to you, John, last week, but I never had to. There was one particular question on a Michigan show that I wanted to ask you in particular, and this isn't. And just so everybody knows, I have nothing against the boys at Michigan, the voice of college football channel. I have nothing against them. Nothing against TJ, nothing against Johnny, nothing against John. Let me make that perfectly clear. But here's my 2 cents on Michigan. And this is just from me. I honestly believe that they'll go 9-3.
Oh. I was bracing myself for something really much worse than that.
But
yeah. 9-3 is not bad. I mean, that's close to where we have it. 10. I mean, I don't know what your prediction is, Johnny, but I'm at 10-2.
Me too.
Yeah.
But here's my thing: lose the first round of the playoffs at home to Iowa State.
Iowa. You think Iowa State's beating us by that point?
I honestly do think so. Iowa State's, and I've talked about Iowa State previously to Levi. I said Iowa State is a good team, especially BYU. I think either one of them could come out of the blue, beat Alabama or beat Michigan, but that's just my 2 cents as far as the playoff goes.
Yeah. I don't. So FanDuel, shout out FanDuel again. Michigan's projected 9.5 wins to Iowa State 7.5. So
is that FanDuel speaking about that?
That is our one of our sponsors. FanDuel, absolutely. And
No.
they're having
I'm
Michigan a little
disagreeing.
ahead.
I'm disagreeing with FanDuel here. I'm
Okay.
disagreeing with FanDuel. And you know what? Here to the folks at FanDuel, I got Iowa State at 10.5. Put it against my line. 10.5 for Iowa State against 9.5 for Michigan. Only a half difference.
All right. Any final thoughts for us, Caden?
Not much, but just to say, appreciate y'all. John, Johnny, we'll catch y'all on the other side of the road. Other than that, go Bucks. And that team up north that wears that maize and blue sucks.
I don't know about that. Go Blue. Go Blue. Bye. All right. Let's go. We got a couple of quick super chats here. Michigander. So, by the way, Michigander, in the last couple of months, has become a member, a mod. Michigander has jumped in full maize and blue, helping support the community and the channel. Thank you, Michigander, with the 5. One good thing about all these firings is you can go and poach players. Is there anyone specific you would want on any of these teams?
Who got fired? What's the Oklahoma State coach?
Gundy.
Gundy.
So we got Oklahoma State. You got UCLA. Probably Wisconsin soon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't watch UCLA much in Oklahoma State either.
Yeah. I don't think there'd be many. But here's the thing. Like, it's not just those two. Like, you got to keep your options a little wider. Because I was even asking in the in one of the boards, some of the insiders, I was asking, hey, should we go poach some people from UCLA and Oklahoma State? And they were saying, well, we got to keep the net wide. Don't focus just on those two teams, but on, everybody at all levels. As look at what happened a couple of years ago. Josiah Stewart from Coastal Carolina goes and lights it up, helps us win a national title in 2023. Facts. So I think it could be at any level if they're the best in their group and they can come help Michigan out.
I want Nick Marsh, bro.
Oh, that's a good call.
I want from Michigan State. You from Michigan, the best players in Michigan go to Michigan.
Oh, Sam Pittman, Arkansas Bull says in private chat. That's because they just fired their coach, Arkansas. Completely forgot about that. Yeah. Let's hit these 2 membership announcements, and then we'll go to let's see who's next. Marmar. So Tuesday Kane, Luke is in a fickle situation. You could say, Ayo, member for 4 months. Thank you. And Goat since Yost, also a member for 4 months. 33 days and counting since the last time Ohio State beat Michigan. Go Blue. Thank you, Goats. And with that said, here at Michigan Call-In Show, the Voice of College Football, sponsored by Win Agency, we're going to go to Marmar. Let's get Marmar on here. And you unmute yourself, and then we'll get you right on. There he is. We got Marmar. Go Blue.
What's up, my guys?
Hey,
whatever you had on before me, you need to stop going to the hood and the alleys at night. That is not okay. You can't come up here after you can't pull up in a white car and then go walk into the alley and then drive off, because that's suspicious. You can't do that. All right now. So
maybe he's huffing. Maybe it's because he drives a truck. Maybe he's huffing the diesel fumes.
He probably huffing cans. You know what I'm saying? Probably got a whole bunch in the garage. Talking about he's spray painting. Nah, we know what you're doing on the weekends. You ain't watching college football while you get up here talking like that. But anyway, let me cook real quick. We lost Frederick Moore. My condolences. But anyway, we move on.
He ain't dead.
Move on.
My condolences.
Hold on. I know he ain't dead. but he moved on to another. So we gotta pay our respects. We gotta pay our respects to that. You gotta say a prayer, yo. Yeah, man, it's all right, man. It's all right. All right. So what I cooked last night, I was cooking. You know what I'm saying? I was chefing, doing all that sauteing onions on the Hamburger show. So I'm gonna do it here.
Okay.
Listen, on Saturday, Michigan is not coming to play with them Wisconsin boys. Reason why I say that is Jim Harbaugh, when he used to have the #1 rush defense come in to Ann Arbor, or we go play there, or against these top 3 Russian defense. What did Harbaugh used to do? Run it down their throats. I was reading an article by Connor Stallions that said that the outside run. Come on, man. Come on, man. Damn. Sorry, guys. But anyway, so like, people just disrespectful. So we used to run it down their throat. Run the ball down their throat. Sharon Moore has run the outside zone 200 plus times compared to running inside. Okay. I don't know if Wisconsin seen that. I don't think Maryland was a big challenge. I don't think Middle Tennessee was a big challenge. And I don't think whoever they played in Alabama, they only had 75 yards. But they really didn't run the ball like that. They were just throwing the ball because they was trying to get what's the quarterback in Alabama Simpson? They were trying to get him together.
Simpson.
You know, they were just trying to get him, comfortable with the stuff. So anyway,
he's looking kind of good now.
Yeah, he looking better. You know, you get them reps against better teams, man, and it pans out in big games. So anyway,
beating Georgia, it's not like it used to be. Like, it's not like 2021 Georgia, but beating Georgia is still a pretty good thing.
Do y'all think do y'all think that Georgia has taken a step back in the last couple of years? But it seems like that to me.
A little bit.
Because they were so dominant. I mean, so dominant. They beat the brakes off Alabama in that national championship, and they could have got another one from if it weren't for Tua coming in throwing that dime to Devontae Smith to end the game. That was a blown coverage. But other than that, after that, Georgia went on a run and they got dominant. And then these last few years, they just fell off, man. That defense ain't like it used to be. So, like I said, what I want to see is the receiver catching the ball. That's all we want to see. Everything else is in place. The offensive line, they gelling. I know y'all seen that Grant Newsom video where he was in their ass and in their face. And I like that. I like that. It gives me hype right now. I like that. We was missing that last year. I like where we at this year. I like where we at right now. So improvement week. Look like somebody left because they wasn't improving. But that's okay, man. All right. Thank you for your service. You're not a military guy, but thank you for coming to the best university in America. But other people ready to cook. And I think that they worked on that catching. I think we're going to see it in games. I want to see receivers break off routes. If you being covered to a point to where you got a little space, break that route out to help Bryce out. Help Bryce out. Bryce, take the I think you talked about it the other day. Take the throw light throws when they 5 yards. Johnny talked about it. Throw the ball light in the 5 yard thing. You ain't got to throw it like a bullet. We're not playing 500 in the air and doing all that stuff. You remember that game? You know what I'm saying? 500.
I was a 500 legend.
Hey, facts, you feel? Hey, that used to be the game. So just take some of that zip off the ball, and then everything else in place. I like Jordan Marshall. I think he gonna hit some big runs, and I like his speed. I didn't know he had speed like that. I watched
Jordan
the Nebraska
Marshall
thing.
Broke out.
I didn't know he had. Yeah. Oh, he looked like Muller here in Ohio, Cincinnati, Ohio. Jordan Marshall, we was hitting them holes and speeding through. I like that. We already got Haynes. We know what that's going to look like. But again, this can look like when Penn State came in 2023 and they were shutting us. We were up, and then we had a couple missteps, and they went up at halftime, and then all of a sudden this run game just went nuts. So I expect to see something like that. The quarterback for Wisconsin, he's not that good. He's really turnover prone. He didn't throw 5 picks compared to a couple touchdowns. I think our defense is going to be gelling better than it was in Nebraska because now you got Rod Moore. He can get the players in their spaces. He know that Wink Martindale defense better than Wink Martindale. Why? Because he got a year to study it. When he was sitting down, he studied it. So he knows what it's about, what it's supposed to look like. So I expect to see that. I expect to see Roder and Sullivan eat. I expect Jaysean Brown to come off the edge, and I expect Derek Moore to come off and get some. And I expect the line to push on that weak offensive line of Wisconsin around. I think it's going to be bad. I don't think it's going to be. I think we score about 40 to 50 points on them. It could look like how we did Northwestern last year.
Yeah, that would be the ideal scenario, is if it was like Northwestern.
And then another thing. Yeah, I was cooking.
Texas Wolverine. Just real quick, we have just unlocked the 3rd hour of the show. Thanks to Texas Wolverine. Go Blue and F Ohio. Facts.
Yeah, fuck Ohio. Fuck Ohio. So anyway, yeah, man. And then this is the thing. Sharon Moore already had the suits visit his house. I told him if you misuse Bryce like that again, you would no longer be a part of this Michigan journey. And we expect to see a different Sharon Moore because the suits visit his house. And that was the border regions. Like I told y'all.
Yeah.
If you squander this, because like I said, if I put 12 million into a business, I want that investment to looking good in the beginning of that first quarter, the start of the year. So I expect Sharon Moore to coach his ass off from the rest of the season because he don't want them suits at his door no more. Because that can get ugly.
Yeah, watch out for that. Yeah, no more suits. That's I'm with you there. Any final thoughts for us, Marmar?
Hey, my final thought is, it's time to eat. It's time to go on this run. We got all the pieces there. Everything is in place. This could be a great year, or we can have a bad year.
Mm-hmm.
But what I would tell them in their locker room, they doubting us. They've been doubting us. Sharon Moore, you don't have that over your head no more. No more suspension talk. No more NCAA talk. You get to go out here and coach this team to all these victories in the next couple weeks. Because we got 3 weeks before we have another bye. 4 weeks until we have another bye. And I want to go 4-0. I believe we can go 4-0. I do. Because all you got to do is what? Control clock. Catch the ball, receivers. Help your boy Bryce out. He'll give you a ride in the yellow Corvette if you do.
Hey, yeah, he will. I saw that. You guys were chatting by the Corvette.
Oh, you caught the ball? Come on, let's go for a
ride. There it is. All right, Marmar.
You know, man. Go Blue, man. I appreciate y'all, man.
Go Blue.
Hey, 12 o'clock, big noon. We got Dave Portnoy coming to the Ann Arbor. Finally, he get to drop down he finally get to drop down to his home. And it's going to be epic because Urban Meyer going to be doo-doo in his pants. Y'all better check on your boy Gus, too. Check on your boy Gus. Somebody please check on Gus Johnson. Make sure he okay. He getting the oxygen mask at night. Please. Because that man listen, When they fumbled that ball in the end zone, that boy almost he had a conniption, a stroke, and a heart attack at the same time. So I'm just asking y'all to check on your boy. Just check on him, man, because I don't want to hear that shit during the game, in our game. And Joe Clapp need to slap that man in the back of his head and be like, yo, chill out.
Chill out about the the Jack Sawyer, he's the hero.
Nah, when they fumble, when they fumble,
looks like he was
he was like, oh my God, he fumbled. I was like, oh, so
after that.
I'm like, hey, I was gonna call the ambulance, like, hey, can y'all go to Illinois and get your man? Make sure his vitals is working, because it was bad, man. I don't want to hear that, man. We make a play, we just, look at Bryce, or look at the defense. Yeah, look at that fumble. They recovered. I don't want to hear all that extra screaming. I hope they keep you out the booth. Come on, bro. Let's watch the game. Be like Brad Nessmeyer. I like him. That's one of my favorites. The CBS guy, he's a beast.
Yeah.
The announcer for CBS?
Yeah, he used to be on ESPN. He used to be on the old college football games too.
Yeah, Brad's good.
Yeah, I like him.
Gary could take.
You could tell Gary been slipping, man. He slipping and he falling and he can't get up.
I think he misses calling Alabama, Tennessee 100 games, and now he's calling.
That was for you, Johnny.
Indiana, Northwestern. So
yeah, man. Yeah, yeah, man. These CBS people. Hey, all these deals that we have with the Big Ten, they do not like Michigan, bro. They do not like us. And I was listening to them talk to Dusty May. They don't like Michigan, bro. They were trying to clown Dusty May. He cooking too. We're about to be the epitome of the sports stop world in college sports. Watch. We got all the donors are investing in these schools. We got the number 3 recruiting class in basketball. When the last time that happened? No disrespect to Jerron Howard, but you can't be slapping people and then expecting you to get recruits. And the Wisconsin coach ain't been the same since he got slapped. Y'all check on him too.
Will do. Will do, man. Listen, Marmar, we appreciate you. We'll see you Saturday for post game.
Yeah, I do a show with Anwar, but I'll click over it when I'm done.
All right. Very cool. All right,
All right, love, guys. Yep.
Go blue.
All right, Marski.
Oh yeah. All right. So folks, third hour. We this is the last hour. We go. That's the max we do. The third hour buffs come out when we go 3 hours. That's the new rule. So what third hour buffs. Thank you to Texas Wolverine. You're the man. Okay, $50 there. Go blue. Fuck Ohio. Facts. To Kane, another one. For the third hour, Johnny, do Ryan Day jumping pregame 2023. Where is that video? We gotta find that video. That is one of the most hilarious, like the penguin dance.
Yeah,
yeah.
Go Buckeyes!
Yeah,
let's go.
And he's literally bouncing around the players like it's a ping pong ball, and he's just going back. It's the most ridiculous stuff. And you got the Just for Men dyed beard going on. It's crazy. Charles Lewis with the 5 would love to see 6'4" Macaulay, 6'4" Browder on the outside, Marsh in the slot. That would be great. I would like to see them use some of these taller wide receivers because it just makes it a little bit easier, just that little bit easier to avoid things like deflected balls and some of those things where they just go up and get it. I like that, Charles. I think that's good. Tree Dog's back says Tree Dog's back because he is, and he's 5-month member. My girl fell asleep. I'm back. I wonder. I'm betting Courtney's probably asleep at this point. but made some delicious chicken and homemade mashed potatoes and stuff. That's what I was eating earlier. Oh yeah,
John over there eating good.
I'm eating good. Yeah, I just gotta hit the gym a little more, and then we're gonna be back. All right, folks, we got some more callers. We haven't heard yet tonight from Keith Rebar, the charter member of the Connor Stallions espionage team, Jack Tuttle fan club last year, all of that good stuff. Keith, go blue.
Go blue, guys. Yeah. Is Samaj Morgan leading the team in receiving touchdowns so far? With 2?
Oh, let's take a look.
Him and
Let's take a look.
Marlon Klein's got one.
Passing offense.
I think Samaj just has one, doesn't he?
I think he does.
I thought he got one against one of the easy teams too. Maybe the first game. Does anybody have 2, or are they all tied with 1?
I think they're all tied with 1.
I'm checking now here. Receiving. Yeah. Receiving. There's only been 2. So it's Samaj Morgan with 1 and Marlon Klein with 1.
Oh, okay. Okay. So technically, Samaj is leading the team. He's tied for the lead, and
technically leading the team with a tight end, and lots of rushing touchdowns, but only 2 on the receiving.
Does he have 2 rushing touchdowns?
No. I mean, there's. I'm saying as a team, there's 2 receiving, but as a team, there's 15 rushing. And Samaj doesn't have 1, but obviously Haynes, Marshall, Underwood, Parker, Jasper Parker, Kudsdahl, and Andrew Marsh.
Parker, is he a running back or receiver?
Running back.
Running
back. RB3.
Okay, yeah. So Marsh is the only receiver that has a running touchdown.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Because I'm on the Samaj Morgan fan club. I still think Samaj is contributing. We're seeing an inexperienced quarterback, and I think Bryce's biggest adjustment he's making is to the speed of college football. Is that he couldn't process the defenses as fast as John Mateer could. And that's why we were behind so much. One of the reasons we were behind so much of the game. And each week we can see he's getting better. And the funny thing about the last game against Nebraska, right in the beginning of the 4th quarter there, I said, boy, we could really use a soul-crushing sustained drive. And that's when your experienced quarterback converts on 3rd down, makes it, and burns up 8 minutes and walks away with 7 or 3 points. And I believe Bryce did that for maybe the first time this year against Nebraska.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're doing good. And I gotta ask you this: I remember 19 and 20 Wisconsin.
Yeah.
And I think we lost at home. They beat us at home in 19. And in 20, they smoked us. I think Taylor ran for like 250 yards.
Yeah, they destroyed us in 20.
And I quit.
Everybody
Michigan. I quit Michigan that year when we got destroyed so bad by Wisconsin. I thought, having lost a game at home, we would come out with a lot more fire and beat their ass at least by 1 touchdown or 2. And when we just got totally smoked, I gave up on them. I said, this team is not competitive. Yeah. So I cannot see past Wisconsin. I can't think of anybody we play after, even Ohio State. I just can't see past Wisconsin. I just don't trust us against Wisconsin. I don't know if I ever will again. Where am I wrong?
Wisconsin's not that good.
Yeah. They tried to, I mean, they probably should have gone with Jim Leonard as head coach. They didn't, so then he bailed, and they went with Fickle. And the head scratching thing is that they tried to implement an air raid system in the Big Ten when it gets like 10 degrees in November. You don't want to be running air raids in the snow, which is why Ohio State always complained about the weather, because the type of offense they ran, it did interfere with that. Wisconsin has always been about, you mentioned Taylor, pounding the rock. Taylor is a great example of that traditional Wisconsin running back who just powers through and can get the rushing yards. And that's what they need to go back to, and that's what Eck or Leonard or whoever they pick, assuming Fickle does get fired, which I think is it's getting more likely by the day. Then that's probably what they'll do. I think they'll go full back. I mean, they're gonna have some type of spread like as part of it, but I don't think they're gonna try an air raid again.
Yeah, a traditional school like that runs the ball, plays great defense, and has great trenches on both sides of the ball most of the time. You don't try to do an overhaul of something so different. It almost never works out. It's too much of a culture shock to what those players have been doing. So if you come and you're trying to change, you can't do it all at once. It needs to be slow. Do small increments once you get your players in. But when you try to overhaul it, it never seems to work out well because it's just too different. You almost have to switch out the whole team because these guys weren't recruited to do this.
Yeah, I thought Fickle was a bad hire when they did him because he sucked at Ohio State. He went down to Cincinnati.
Wow.
He suck at Ohio State?
He had a very difficult he had a very difficult situation that he was walking into. I would say this. I would say he underperformed at Ohio State, but it was understandable. And then he goes to Cincinnati, gets them to a playoff as a G5 team. Yeah, they lose to Alabama as they should, but they still got to the freaking playoffs.
They got to the playoffs, but they got crushed by Alabama, right?
Which, as they should. I mean,
yeah.
if Cincinnati was beating Alabama, then we have there's a whole other thing to address there about where college football is. If group of 5 teams are going to just put the smack down in Alabama.
And that was good. And that's a good point. That's a good point. And before the Alabama Vandy game last year, everybody was talking about Vandy like they're no good. Their running game's weak. Their passing's okay, but their defense is suspect here or there, whatever. And Vandy came in and beat mighty Alabama pretty good.
Yeah, they did. Vandy's they've got Vandy to where James Franklin had Vandy back in the day. When he had him winning 9 games a year. It feels like they might be back to at least that level of competence. Are they ever going to be a team that wins natties? I don't think so. But but the occasional win against Alabama, the 9-10 win type teams, I think that's a great ceiling for Vandy. I think there are schools that would kill for that.
Yep.
Definitely.
Yep. So it's just I sure hope that we don't lose focus and think Wisconsin's going to be a walkover. They've just beaten us so bad and they passed. And I think any team like that just can wake up at any minute and be a very good team, if not elite. And Wisconsin's recruited pretty good over the last 15 years, and
yeah,
their talent is not as bad as what they say. What they're playing right now.
Yeah, it's just tough because I think they made a crucial error in the offense they selected, and they obviously they weren't going to hold on to Leonard as DC after they went with Fickle because Leonard wanted the head coaching job, and they passed him over. So you're going to move on after that.
Their offensive line is kind of in shambles right now. They've given up 13 sacks. The starting quarterback Billy Edwards is out. What's his name? Danny O'Neal is the starter now.
Mm-hmm.
He's not that good. He's kind of a smaller guy. They should get a controlled butt whooping. That's what I like to call them. You know,
their quarterback room is weak. Yeah, Billy Edwards wasn't that big in Maryland
out there.
Yeah. Or Rutgers, wherever he was.
Yeah, Maryland. Did you see so we were talking with Rohan from Bucky's fifth quarter on Tuesday night. So he gave came on braved the storm and did the Wisconsin preview with us. And even he had Michigan up multiple touchdowns.
Yeah.
So that's when you know.
Yeah.
It's going to be a bumpy ride, probably.
See, once you get burned, once you burn your hands on the stove, you know, you're always worried about touching it again, right?
This ain't that stove, I don't think. No. This ain't that stove.
Yeah.
Keith gonna be nervous all game. Here it goes. As soon as something every time.
You know, I'm one game at a time guy, 1-0 every week. And the further I get, the older I get. I qualify for Medicare this year. That's
Congrats.
my age. Yeah. And I'm still working. I'm going to Buffalo in 10 weeks to work on some robots there. In 10 days, I'm sorry, not 10 weeks, 10 days.
Very nice.
But I'm going to have to become, what is the Buffalo Mac team there? I can't remember the
Colorado.
No, Buffalo, New York. They're Mac.
I can't think of what they are.
So I'm going to have to be their fan, and I'm going to have to root against the Lions and root for the Bills when I'm there, huh?
Don't do that.
And of course, GT recommending call the win agency. Yeah. Always love a plug right there. But I will say this. I think I don't think it's going to be 2020. I do not think it's going to be a 2020 like game here.
Yeah.
Wisconsin might. I mean, look, everyone. When you're at the level Michigan's at, everyone is going to give Michigan their best game. Everyone. I don't care if you're New Mexico. They had trick plays. Central Michigan, at least in the beginning, they were trying. Obviously, Oklahoma beat us. Nebraska gave us a really tough fight. And guess what? Wisconsin's going to have some things up their sleeve. And, you know, if they win this game, you know, Fickle, this is a bit different because Fickle is he knows he's kind of coaching for his job. Like if he gets blown out, he's probably gone. So I would expect some trick plays and some different things, some exotic looks on defense. Fickle's a defensive mind. I can see that they're going to throw some stuff at us. I just don't think it's going to be nearly enough to overcome the talent mismatch.
Does Wisconsin play Ohio State or Penn State this year? Or are we their big game?
I'm not sure if they play Penn State.
Consult the schedule. So they have, they obviously played Bama, lost to Bama.
Yeah.
They do. Yeah. They have. So after us, they have Iowa, they have Ohio State, and then they got to go to Eugene.
Wow. Okay.
They have a murderer's row in October. Good luck with that. Oh my
Then they
God.
got Washington, Indiana, and Illinois.
Indiana, they have to go at Indiana. This is a tough schedule, and they've dropped. They might be in real trouble.
Yeah,
Holy.
Fickle's
Yeah, this might
Can
be
we
a
can we sing "Turn Out the Lights" for Fickle?
Yeah, you might as well call it
3-9. This feels like 3-9 city right here.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
good.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
They might sneak one out against like Minnesota to make it or Iowa to make it 3-9.
Yeah.
And that'll be that.
Let's go.
I want to say that the receivers drops are not totally their fault. But there's other problems in the receiver group, and I'll get to this point. But that one that he threw to, I think it was to Morgan, when Morgan was like 10, 15 feet away from him, and he threw it hard and it just bounced off Morgan's hands. That was on Bryce, but it gets counted as a drop.
Yeah, you got to catch it.
On the flat.
Oh, that was too hard for that short a distance. I mean, you got to remember, Samaj is running full speed on that play, and when that ball's whipped there, it's hard for him to get his hands up. So that now
Okay. I'll give you that.
Yeah. So the problem with the Goodwin drop in the end zone, because that went off his fingertips.
Mm-hmm.
The problem, if you watch that route, in the middle of a route, receivers break their route when they stop running and then they resume it again. Well, this was a soft break because he looked back for almost a full second back to Underwood to see if he saw him run, if he was going to watch him running his route. And that's a soft break. And that soft break was enough for that to be outside of his reach. So
he short-armed it too a little bit. He did one of these when he really should have been out there.
Yeah, I'd have to see the play again, but it would have been if he would have ran his route correctly, it would have been right in his breadbasket and it would have been an easy catch.
Yeah.
There's no catch for him. There's no easy catch for him is the problem.
I still think he should have been able to come down on it, even with everything you just said. He should have come down on it.
Did Goodwin make a one-handed catch against Central or somebody?
I think the first game, maybe
the first game, maybe New Mexico. Yeah, I think maybe New Mexico, but one of the receivers made a good one-handed catch. I think it was Goodwin. So he has the ability. And I'm really sad to see Fred Moore go. I mean,
me too.
He should have
like Fred Moore.
Me too.
Yeah, he should have redshirt, and maybe he'll be able to back redshirt this year and get somewhere else. But yeah, he was a good guy and a good receiver, and I just hate to see him go. And we're not finding out why. We don't know yet why, but it's an unusual leave in the middle of the season.
Yeah, I mean, he had to have been buried at the bottom of the depth chart, and he probably felt like he shouldn't have been, honestly.
Right.
So he said, I'm out of here, I feel like, and like I said this earlier, I feel like he could have been used. His speed could have been used. I think, whether it was jet sweeps, reverses, things like that. Gadget guy like Samaj is.
Right. But maybe they thought, we already have Samaj.
Johnny, you're a player. When you're at the bottom of the depth chart, what do you do?
Sulk and pout.
No. Okay, well, I guess I'm a different player than you were, but I'd work harder. To try to get out of the bottom.
Yeah, but that's I know what you're saying, but that's what he players now. They don't want to, after they've been somewhere a year, 2 years, they don't want to do that anymore, Keith, because they have the option. Okay, let me get out of here, get a red shirt, and go somewhere else. And
he'll start at multiple decent programs.
Just like who is it? There's so many players that have left
Andrell Anthony,
and they've done like nothing.
He's a Duke now.
Yeah. So
Tariq
I
Black.
definitely understand what you're saying. Put your head down, put the work in, go run more, go in your free time. What do? Do you play video games? Do you go get with your girlfriend? Other players are going to the field and working on their routes. They're hitting the jug machine, working on their hand. They're hitting the film room, seeing what they're doing wrong. How can they improve their game? These are all the things you should do.
And let's say he split the safeties a couple times against Nebraska, he'd be leading the team in touchdown receptions, right?
Did he get any targets? I don't remember him getting any targets.
He said, I don't know. I'm just saying that if he worked hard and he got to the part where he was in the rotation and he ran some routes, if he ended up with somehow 2 touchdowns, he would be leading the team in touchdown receptions.
I'm thinking that he probably saw Shannon Goodwin, and these guys dropping passes and thinking to himself, I could have caught that. I would have caught that, even though he did drop a pass in the first game, I believe.
I believe he did. Yep.
Fred Moore has.
And we didn't really see him get any more attempts after that.
No, 18 total snaps as a starter or at period. He was in 18 snaps, and he's not even on the box
targets
score.
Do you have the target count there?
Targets, no, but I have 18 total snaps, and he's not even on the box score at all.
Right. Okay. So it must have been no target. Is target on the box score?
Oh, he did get one. He got one solo tackle on defense. I'm assuming that was an interception situation.
Or maybe a special teams.
Yeah, some type of special teams, or maybe the ball got picked and then he tackled somebody.
All right, my last thought, I'll get off, is I really want to flip Jackson from Syracuse.
Oh.
Jackson looks like Braylon Edwards and Plexico Burris. I mean, we gotta get Queen Jolene in on there, and Ellison, whatever his name is, Ellison. We gotta get him.
Larry.
Larry Ellison, and gotta get him to get Jackson to Michigan next year. With Jackson and Hyder, our offense is going to be so impressive.
You still want him?
Yeah, we all would have done the same thing he did.
Yeah. Fran Brown seems to know what he's doing with that passing game over there. That's the thing.
Fran Brown's a great coach.
Yeah, that's what hurts is he looks like he knows what he's doing with the passing game and receivers and quarterbacks.
And he clearly knows how to recruit because he beat us for the wide receiver, Calvin Russell.
But remember when we got Braylon Edwards, we were a running team. But as soon as we got Braylon, he was so dominant on the field, we kept throwing the ball to him because if you could throw it for 30 or 40 yards and pick up a lot on that drive, you can't say no to somebody that's that talented when they're big and fast. And like I say, Jackson looks like Edwards and Burris.
Yeah. Listen, any wide receiver, any talent that we can pull, period. That's good talent that can contend. Let's try to bring them in. I mean, I hope that they raid the portal for a wide receiver, maybe a cornerback, maybe another safety. Just raid the portal, see what you can get, linemen, especially O-line, and then have them compete with the existing talent.
Definitely.
Oh yeah, I have an idea. We contact Jeremiah Smith's agent and offer him 6 or 8 million just so Ohio State will have to pay it.
Yeah, because they will. They absolutely would, Matt.
That would be 100.
They would have to, and that would be really funny.
Ohio State did that to us with Graham and Grant. Offered them $1.75 million each, and we had to match that, and we were fourth highest in NIL that year because we had to match to keep our players.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Ohio State tried to get.
They do a lot of dirty stuff like that.
They do. Mason Graham wasn't going. I could tell you that. He wasn't going to Ohio State. But hey, they got to play the game.
If we would have kept him at 200 or 250 or whatever we were paying him, and he was offered 1.75, he would have gone. We had to match close to it. We maybe he gave us a hometown discount, but nobody could say that much to that money. I mean, Mason Graham's not even guaranteed a second contract in the NFL. You got to take the money when you're available.
That's true. That's a fair point, and that's what we're seeing, right? Because NFL isn't guaranteed, right?
That's a fact. Right.
It's not guaranteed. So you know, I don't blame any of these players for taking the generation. If they're getting offered generational money to go somewhere, I don't blame them for that. If they choose somewhere else. Like Calvin Russell probably had a higher bid at Syracuse, and Michigan either wasn't willing or whatever to go quite as high. Syracuse got him, and fair play to them. They probably dumped a lot of their resources onto him because they don't have the same level of talent to keep across the board.
Yeah, their whole NIL budget's about our NIL budget for the O-line, right?
I wouldn't be surprised. You might not be far off, Keith.
I know. Yeah. Yeah. Well, good guys. Good show. I love talking to you guys when I can, and go blue.
Go blue.
Go blue, Keith. All right, we got Keith Rebar in the house, one of our OG Connor Stallions members, with his takes, and that guy knows some ball, and so it's always nice to hear from him and everybody in the community. We do have Bull raring to call back in. Let's see. We got a super chat here from Michigander. So basketball is back in 1 month. So yep, and Dusty May, hopefully getting Michigan to maybe a natty, or at least really deep in there.
We should be ranked. Have the rankings came out yet? No.
I don't know.
We should be top 5, not number 1 or something, shouldn't we?
I think we'll be pretty high. You know, TJ is more the basketball guy of him and me. So, you know, he does do some watch-alongs and some things. So you guys are, unlike when I was sole host, TJ brings in the basketball, and he likes doing basketball content. We'll probably do, like, on the Tuesday shows, like a topic a week that's basketball. But you know, so look forward to that. It is the voice of college football, but sometimes it's voice of college basketball, just for fun. Just mix it up. Before we bring on Bull, I'm gonna give Win Agency one more shout out because they rock, and we love them, and they're an amazing partner of ours. If you have life insurance, if you have health insurance needs, check them out. At Win Agency, we try to make things as simple as possible. We now have 2 self-service options available on our website. Check out the links in the chat to run your own health insurance and life insurance quotes. This service is available 24/7, 365, and 2026 plan prices available in November. And I'm putting the links right here. Go get you some insurance if you need it, or if you know somebody that needs it, send them one of these links, and let's help out our partners who are so good to us. Okay, folks, let's bring him back let's bring this home with Bull back at it.
Bull is in the portal.
Matrix.
Bull and Fred Moore are transferring. They are both in the portal.
Yeah, Bull, you might want to hit refresh, restart, come on back in, turn it off, turn it back on, hit the clapper, whatever you need to do. We'll bring you back in here in a little bit.
Yeah, he turned John into Neo.
Yeah, there he is.
All right, my bad. I didn't know what was going on.
There he is. Boom. He's back.
Yeah, I've been playing games in the background. It's probably why on my phone.
Oh, I feel you.
Throwing everything off. No, I had a question for both of you guys, especially Johnny there in Florida. Because I was surprised by Sam Pittman getting fired. I thought, I don't know what type of leash they had on him, but I was like, okay, because they had 2 decent seasons. They were probably looking for better seasons out of him, but for Billy Napier, man, what is it down there, man? Like, what are they? You hear grumblings down there?
Not much in Tampa. Tampa's more of a USF, since where I live, it's right down the street.
Okay.
But he's on the hot seat. They've, unfortunately for him, kind of like Wisconsin and Fickle, his schedule has been brutal these last 2 years. People tried to hype him up this incoming year with Lagway, and I looked at their schedule. I said 5 wins, maybe 6. Like, Lagway's going to have to be a real stud for them to go through the murderer's row that they have. And he's not. So that's what's happening right now.
Yeah, I've never seen a schedule. I don't get the SEC scheduling. Like, it seems like Big Ten is pretty bad. Like, I'm gonna be honest, we caught a break with it this year, but it does seem to be very like top half, lower half for the Big Ten. Seems like, but it seems like for SEC, I don't know. I forget how many teams there are in there, but they it just seems like Florida doesn't catch a break at all. Like, they just like, no, you're gonna face Alabama, Georgia, LSU. You're always just gonna face the top teams. You're like, Jesus, man.
Yeah, definitely. And you would have thought that they would have got a break this year because they had a hard one last year. Like, nope, it's just the fun has just begun for y'all.
I know, right? It's just crazy because I'm thinking to myself, how do you fire Sam Pittman but you don't fire Billy Napier? Like, that made no sense to me whatsoever.
They might be waiting till the end of the season or like a really egregious loss. I don't know.
Like, for example, Gundy. I know Gundy's a different situation, but Gundy got fired in the middle of the season, which I felt like that was extremely disrespectful. Like, for a coach of his caliber, for him to be there 20 years, you would think they would give him the due of like, dude, this is it. Like, we're gonna wrap it up at that.
Apparently, there's some whispers that he was given that option, but when he was told he was going to be let go at the end of the season, he decided not to do that. Unlike, as we remember, Coach O from LSU a few years ago, who did stay through I think it was one of those types of situations. He was told he was going to be fired, and no way of turning it around. And he had the option of staying because he was with the team so long, or that was his last day. I think that's I think that's a little bit more plausible than, hey, yeah, we're just yanking you right now after 20
Yeah, I
years.
guess you got a point. I could see him saying like, "Oh, what's that? No, fuck you. I'm out."
Yeah.
Like you go that actually probably that sounds like Gundy too.
Yeah.
Like, you talk to me, not these kids.
I'm a man. I'm 60.
I'm 60. Yeah, he's 60.
Oh man. Oh, that was awesome, dude. I loved him. Loved his mullet. He is Oklahoma State through and through.
He's good. If he wants to keep coaching, he'll go somewhere. I don't know where.
I'm curious where Sam Pittman's going to go because he is definitely considered a really good O-line coach, and I'm wondering where he's going to go and who needs O-line help, which is probably everybody. But I was like, what if Michigan brought him on? What if I didn't wish this. I didn't, but I was just like, what if Newsom is like bad? And like, but that would mean like we were bad, and I don't want that to happen. But like I wouldn't mind Sam Pittman as my whole line coach.
Yeah, I mean,
That'd be sick.
and you can bring on these guys because you can have as many assistants, I guess, as you want now.
Yeah.
So bring in as many good football minds as you can to focus. You know, if the more coaches you have that can put focus on each player, the better it is. Same with strength and conditioning. You need more assistants to make sure these dudes are focusing in the weight room, focusing on doing the position drills right.
Yeah, for sure. Folks, why don't we, for the last couple of minutes, why don't we bring on Drufus? Drufus is calling in here. Let's bring on Drufus. Hey, Drufus.
What's up, Wolverine Nation?
Hey, go blue.
What up,
Go blue from OKC to Ann Arbor. We love you, man. Hey, Fred Moore is gone.
Yep. Happened today. Exited the team.
Where did he go?
We don't know.
Wow, that's craziness.
But he has he preserved his red shirt. He has 2 years left of eligibility.
Well, good for him.
Mm-hmm.
Good for him.
So.
Oh, you have to do that. So wait a minute. It's not for total games. It's the first 4 games, or is it just he just
4
knows he's
games.
not going to?
Yeah.
Yeah, you play 4 games that you can still transfer.
4 games total.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Doesn't have to be the first 4 or any. It just 4.
And he just so happened to play in the first 4, so this was the cutoff this week because he probably would have played a couple snaps.
He participated in 4.
Correct. Yeah. I got you. So you have to call it at that point. I got you.
Hey, I know you guys only got a few minutes. Let me ask you, man. I'm a schedule dissecting fool, and I was looking there. What are you guys' thoughts on 5 Big Ten teams making the playoff? There is a path. I see a path.
Sure, I see a path.
If Indiana gets Oregon, Oregon runs the table. After the win against Oregon, they drop to Penn State, they being Indiana. Penn State then upsets Ohio State, and all 3 of those are 4 teams, Oregon, Indiana, and Penn State, finish 11-1. We do our share of the work. We beat Ohio State. Now we're 11-1, but we're undefeated in conference play. That's 4 11-1 teams. And are you really going to leave the 10-2 Buckeyes out, defending national champs with a win over Texas?
They should, but
right. So it doesn't really matter who, because in this scenario, Michigan would play in the Big Ten title game against one of the other 3. But it really doesn't make a difference if you put 10-2 the Buckeyes 10-2 in. You have to put Penn State in, right? Better record, and they got the head-to-head. And the same could be said with Indiana and Oregon and so on. I really think that if these top tier, and I include Michigan, if the top 4 or 5 of these teams, Indiana, Oregon, Penn State, if they all take care of business and knock each other out, you could see numerous 1-loss teams in the Big Ten at the end of the year, which would be outstanding for the Big Ten conference because you're not going to get that in any other conference.
No, the SEC's beating up on you.
They beat up on each other. Yeah. College football is at a phenomenal place right now, man, especially in the Big Ten conference.
Yeah, the Big Ten's doing well. I'd say the only thing that gives me a little pause is the fact the College Football Playoff Committee and ESPN are so closely tied. They have the SEC, and so that gives me a little pause on: are they going to give the Big Ten, or are they going to keep it even with the SEC? I think they'd prefer to at least keep it even.
That right there, because the other day we were kind of talking about this when I called in. That right there is why I think that being 10-2 and making the Big Ten championship game and losing it, that's a bad deal for really any Big Ten team. Because I don't think a Big Ten team gets in at 10-3. I don't. I think Michigan's going to struggle at 10-2. If we run the table and lose and finish 10-2, we might not get in the playoffs. If we lose to the Buckeyes,
that would be a nightmare.
It would be a nightmare, dude. But think about it, man. What would be our best win?
I think we're in at 10-2.
With our best wins being Nebraska, Washington, and USC.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's. I think it's brand bias. I think at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Just like Alabama 9-3 almost got in, we'd be right there at the cusp if we were 9-3. I feel like.
If look, if Ohio State got in last year, lost both of their, two of their toughest games they lost. Michigan would have a loss to Oklahoma, who's probably going to be ranked at the end of the season pretty highly. And if it's Ohio State, they're going to be a top 5 ranked team. So you have to factor in their rankings too. Those are quality losses. And then there'll be wins against Nebraska, who may be ranked, USC, who may be ranked. Some of those wins, Washington may be ranked. So I don't know. I think it would have to be 9-3 or worse, and then Michigan's out.
So I was thinking if Michigan, Oregon, and the Buckeyes, they all take care of business and win the rest of their games, Michigan will have an opportunity to play the number 1 team in the country 2 weeks in a row. Because Ohio State is number 1. If they continue to win when we play them, they'll be number 1. And if Oregon is number 2 and they continue to win, the second we beat Ohio State, we're not going to jump to 1. Oregon will. You see what I'm saying? Like, and the following week after the Ohio State game would be the Big Ten championship. I think we can win the Big Ten this year.
You're telling me it's possible? Do you think?
I really think
crazy?
That'd be crazy.
Wouldn't it crazy?
It is crazy to think that we would be able to do it, but we could. It's absolutely possible.
I think it's possible. I think it would take a lot, and it would take a lot going our way, and maybe some things like getting a little bit of help from some other people dropping. But yeah,
I look at Michigan's schedule, and I think every game on that schedule is winnable.
Oh,
with the exception of is easy winnable. When you get to the end of the year, guys, they ain't beat us, man. They can't beat us. The Buckeyes can't beat us. So until they do, I refuse to believe that they can. And every other game on our schedule is extremely winnable. I'm biased though.
I agree. But
Go Blue.
But I think it's crazy though that I think with this new playoff format, it is. And the Big Ten is now round robin, right? It's open. There's no conferences. It is possible we could play Ohio State 3 times.
Yeah,
right?
We were talking about that when it first was rolled out. Like when they first rolled out the 12-team playoff and the getting rid of Big Ten West and Big Ten East. We were. I'm pretty sure I was on the show. I might have been hosting solo at the time. I don't even remember, but I remember pointing out the amount of times Michigan could play Ohio State, and it's up to 3. Absolutely.
That would be a nightmare also.
That would be a nightmare.
It would be a nightmare for the country. Ain't nobody else would want to see it except
I would honestly love. I would do it. You know how glorious that would be if we won all 3. If it happened and we won all 3.
Funny.
Do you know? Oh God, that would be forever. That'd be it. That would be it. That'd be the hammer.
That would be the hammer. That would be hilarious. I think. I do think Ohio State has this postseason extra gear and it's not just last year that we saw that either. Like they have a really good postseason program. Whatever they do, it's been the case since Meyer, where like they just turn on another gear sometimes. Obviously, they did drop that goose egg to Clemson back in 16. But I still think I would say we would win the first one, and then the second would be a toss up, and then they might win the third one. But I think I would love to win all three. That would be amazing.
That would be amazing.
Well, it got to happen first.
Yeah, it's got to happen, and I think it will in the next 10. I think it could in the next 10 years.
But I think Daniel here in the comments, or not Daniel, but Jay Marion had a good thing. You have 18 teams. You can't make divisions. Like what?
Yeah.
Like why can't we do that? Like I don't give a shit what you make it, and if it's opposites, that would be nice, or whatever. Actually, they don't probably want that because they don't want us in the same. They don't want us to play in the Big Ten probably twice if they're up to them. So
I like the Big Ten's idea of adding more games during conference championship week. And I like 3 playing 6 and 4 playing 5 along with 1 and 2 playing. Why don't they do that? I mean, we don't need other conferences to fall in line for that anyway. Why don't they just do that anyway? Because it would give us in the Big Ten a clear, definitive view of who truly is better than everyone else. Because, like you said, no divisions, 18 teams. It's complicated.
You're saying you want a little like a little mini Big Ten tournament thing?
Yeah, didn't the Big Ten throw that out there during negotiations for the 12-team format about maybe during conference championship week having 1 and 2 in the Big Ten play each other, but also have 3 play 6 and 4 play 5, so you get a better clear cut of who quote unquote the top 4 teams are.
Oh, I get you.
Do you know what I mean? That way you get the best 4 teams out of the Big Ten. But I like the idea of adding more competitive games at the end of the season that are going to be ranked on ranked teams.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Well, the problem I think the biggest problem with that is I think at some point the players are going to unionize and there'll be a player association and they're going to be
at
like,
some point
you want me to
it'll
play
be
how
like
many
the NFL.
games?
Yeah.
At some point it's going to be like the NFL, and with contracts too.
Yeah,
and that's actually I think it's going to help. Contracts are going to help because that's going to really help standardize things, give everyone at least a baseline salary across the board, and then it'll actually encourage people to stay in one place a little longer.
Do you think
not everyone has the Bryce Underwood $12 million to stay in Ann Arbor contract? So
do you think that'll happen do you think that'll happen sooner rather opposed to later in regards to the amount of, I don't know how to explain, like worthy college football teams? Because like Memphis and Alabama are not created equal, right? The University of Memphis. So does that contract and negotiation and tip of unionization, does that happen when the field of teams grows smaller? Because we got like 130 some odd Division I programs now. Do we narrow that down to more of the super conference before we start doing that? Do you know what I mean? Like, do you think that it happens prior? Do you think that the contracts and the unionization of players in college football, do you actually think it happens with all of them or just probably some of them?
It has to. Because technically right now, right, they say the max payroll because now we have to pay players. The max payroll is what, 21 million? Is that correct for universities? But
something like
but
that.
then the universities have to divvy up how they pay their student athletes. So at that point, I mean, Memphis is not. I mean, they're saying that's the max, right? Because like obviously Michigan, Alabama, Ohio State, all those teams have unlimited large funds. Memphis does not. So Memphis is like, well, shit, I can give a certain percentage to the student athletes. I don't got no 21 million up my ass. Are you kidding me? So, but it's just there for them. Like, okay, well, this is the ceiling. The floor can be whatever you want it to be, but this is the ceiling. So,
who you guys got, Alabama or Vanderbilt?
Oh.
Alabama's gonna crush it.
I think
Okay.
Alabama's got it.
Yeah.
They're coming off a win against Georgia, and they have revenge on their mind. Even though really that shouldn't be a revenge game, it should just be a game that they win every year, and that should be the Alabama standard. But here we are. I think they'll win the game.
Yeah, Bama's playing
I know.
well.
Yeah,
I want Vanderbilt to crush him, dude. I want that
hilarious.
white boy. I want that white boy just running all over him, just looking like White Vic out there. That's what I want.
That would be hilarious.
That would be nice.
Y'all, we are officially at the 3-hour mark, and I want to thank everybody who contributed tonight to get us to 3 hours, including Bull and everybody here who did that. It's time for final thoughts. Let's go, Bull. What's your final thought as we head into Wisconsin?
I'm looking forward to a skull dragging. I'm looking forward to that. I hate boat race. I thought about that today. I really don't like the word boat race. I like skull dragged, skull fucked. One of those two. Like, pick something good. Boat race, it just seems nice and like fat. Nah, like you got your skull drugged. I want that. I want that, and I want to beat the crap out of USC. So that's why I hate that they put us at 7:30 p.m., dude. Just had to be that fucking night game. Luckily, their fans don't show up to their stadium, so that's a plus. So hopefully there's a football game or something else going on, a concert or something going on. They don't show up. But yeah, I'm looking forward to beating the piss out of Wisconsin. So
yes,
I'm looking forward to that.
I love it.
Oh yeah.
One more thing before I let you go, Bull. Coach O, we were just talking about him. He says he would like to coach again. So universities of America.
Who's gonna hire him? That's the biggest question.
You know, UCLA would be funny. Actually, actually, if they don't get who they Foster, a couple of the like Coach O would be kind of funny at UCLA. Like the memes would be amazing.
It would be like the most southern man of all time from backwoods Louisiana. I think he's from Louisiana, correct? He sure sounds like a Gator guy.
Sure sounds
like it for sure.
Yeah, right. Like,
Got jambalaya. Yeah.
Yeah. So I can just hear the voice. It's so bad. You just got marbles in his mouth.
Watch out on that cigar, boy. Yeah, that was hilarious from Coach O.
So the most left-wing college, just like people will be like, "What? No, what are you doing?"
Joe Burrow, in fact, didn't ease, and he enjoyed it very much, as he should have, winning the national championship. Bull, as always, we appreciate you, man. And we'll see you Saturday for postgame.
Yep. Go Blue,
guys. Go Blue, Bull.
Blue. All right, Drufus, we're on to you for final thoughts.
Final thoughts. I don't know what we're going to do with the departure of Fred Moore. We don't have any receivers now that he's gone. So I hope that we continue to run the ball.
Inside zone 12 personnel smash.
Right.
There
Just
you go.
keep running it. Maybe finding a tight end. Let Bryce go once in a while.
There it is.
Boys, y'all have a wonderful evening. Have a great night.
All right.
Later,
you too.
Drufus. All right. Well, thanks to everyone in the community for getting us to our max of 3 hours. It's because of you guys that we put this show on. It's because of the Win Agency that we put this show on, and everybody in the comments and everybody in the community. If you did anything today to help us out, super chat, membership, if you hit the like button, anything, or just watching, just checking us, just watching. I know I've run into people who tell me they watch the show, but they don't chat. That's cool. I don't like the fact that you're around and you're listening to what we're putting out there. It's all that matters. And we appreciate that. Johnny, any final thoughts for you before we wrap up here?
Not really, just ready for Saturday to get here. Got an early kickoff, so stomp Wisconsin and let's move on. You know what I mean? So That's kind of what I'm thinking. Controlled butt whooping at least. At least a controlled butt whooping. Can we get that?
Minimum controlled butt whooping, and maybe behind the woodshed, and who knows?
Exactly.
That would be good. Yeah, like a Northwestern last year. That
definitely
that kind of game. But Johnny, don't forget, everybody can check Johnny out, not just every Thursday here, but also on the Johnny Olden Jr. channel, where you can look. My favorite thing, in addition to the car one, is the Sunday shows when everybody just goes off. And I absolutely, I'm always listening in to when I'm going on my Trader Joe's run or whatever, and I'm just listening to everybody going at each other. It's great. So check all that out.
Definitely.
And as for me, you can catch me obviously every Tuesday and of course this Saturday for Michigan Postgame Live. I'm going to put the link. Let's see if Mark Rogers is still on right now. Let's see if he is. Yes, it looks like he's on and talking to Sonny Verma from Illini, from Locked On Illini. So go ahead and check that out. If you want another show to watch right after this, Mark Rogers is live right now. Go over there and say hi. Let him know that we sent you and that Wolverine Nation isn't just going to let the Buckeyes take over that show. And until next time, it's Go Blue, and we'll see you soon.
College football is even more exciting when you've got some action on the line, and the games are even better when you're cashing in. And the Voice of College Football is the place to be to get the greatest value. Start with my picks. 75% against the money line, 58% against the spread, and I've got a 40-plus year track record. 11-0 in the college football playoff for me last year against the money line, 8-3 against the spread. And I'm just the warm-up act. Steve Merrill of Wager Talk is our ace in the hole, show stopper. 7 years with the Voice of College Football, over 30 years in the industry. Steve gives us analysis on all the big games, but you can't miss Steve's weekly under-the-radar pick. 28-12 against the spread the last 3 years. You also get picks from some of our top analysts here at the Voice of College Football, including Corey Bratta, Matt Zemek, and Steve Dace. Check out those numbers. Become a YouTube or Patreon member for just $99 per month. Go to the main channel on YouTube, click Join, and then select the betting tier. Do the same thing on Patreon. Make 2025 a winner now.